Good evening, and welcome to the Chronicle, London's Burning. First of all, a warning, this is an RP game. Shit's gonna happen. Don't take it personally. Don't take drama outside of the game into real life. Don't be a dick. That is the one rule of the channel. Don't be a massive hog. Being a little cock's fine. Welcome to the Chronicle, London's Burning, a story set in the city of Oxford about a group of vampires and kindred society reeling from the exodus and loss of London. Tonight, we are joined by Xavier Long, portrayed by Tina. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Wonderful. The Camarilla Banu Hakim Bloodscholar and the sensational Cedra, portrayed by Ms. Hartz. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Lovely. Isaac, of the Hecata family of Clan Cappadocian, portrayed by Noscavian. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Wonderful. Fastcar, portraying the Lupine Mercy Grey, doesn't need to do a rouse check because he doesn't function like that. And that's everyone that matters. The camera and the Bruja, Armand, portrayed by Nitro Typat, you may now talk and do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. And gain a hunger.
And it does me like that, okay.
We start this week in a funeral home. Isaac is currently searching around for a victim fresh enough to feed on. Isaac knows he will need to somehow find a way into the back room in order to find a corpse that is fresh enough to feed on, and that hasn't been preserved yet. Isaac has also brought along his trusty scalpel in order to extract a fairly fresh heart and preserve it within a special wooden box the Hecata family provided for him for just this purpose.
Alright, and is there anyone in the funeral home that I can see?
A person, smartly dressed, very somber, walks up to you and says, "Ah, greetings, you must be here for a meeting? Someone you know has
yes.
recently passed? Or are you here for a
Yes, I'm-
fitting?"
Oh, well, I suppose I could get a fitting. You can never be too prepared.
That's our motto too.
Do you do the fittings in the back room?
There's no need. We usually like to do it here in the front so people can see that we're active, and it's not a good idea to leave the shop, at least the front bit, unmanned. Coffins are rather expensive, you know.
Ah, I see, I see. What would you like me to do then?
Well, if you'd like a fitting, just stay here and I'll go and get a tape measure.
Very well.
The man plonks off and leaves behind one of the doors, and you hear him go up a set of stairs.
I think I'm going to try to go to the back room.
Yep. That'll be fine. It won't be locked or anything. After all, it's not like the corpses are going to try and escape, is it?
Mm-hmm. All right, and
He says, talking to a corpse.
And when I get back there, I think I'm going to try to see if I can find a fresh corpse to feed off of, and yeah.
Wits and awareness of difficulty 2, please.
Okay.
You look around and you manage to find one corpse, not yet preserved, fairly fresh.
I'll go ahead and feed off of it.
Do your feeding roll at
Can I
difficulty
have it?
2, please.
Okay. My hunt roll.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Finds a corpse. Still can't feed off a fucking corpse.
Hey, my hunt roll, I'm not good at it. It's streetwise and intelligence. I have 0 streetwise.
Just as you are about to use your tools and implements to feast upon the corpse, you're interrupted by a man from the shop, and he's like, "You shouldn't be back here. What are you doing here? This isn't for customers. I'm sorry you had to see this. It's understandable someone of your age must have gotten lost. Please, come back into the front. We'll be able to sort you out with something for your departure."
All right, I will follow him up to the front for my fitting.
Okay. The man produces this tailor-like tape measure and begins running it along your undead body, noticing that you're very cold and doesn't even feel a pulse on you. He leans in and says, "Oh, it's a good thing that you came to see me so soon. We might be meeting again before the month is over."
Yes, I've had that feeling.
I can tell.
I think Isaac will try to feed on him when he gets that close. He's
Strength
the only
and
one
brawl.
here, right?
Yeah, strength and brawl. Difficulty 2, please.
Oh wait, I can reroll
Oh, yeah.
that too. All right, let me try to reroll that. Dang it! Close my sheet. One moment. One dice.
Fail after
Come
fail
on.
after fail.
All right, I'll try again here.
Nope,
Come on, willpower.
can't.
I can't. Oh,
Nope.
okay.
One reroll is all you get.
I gotcha. Okay. Well, dang. So, bestial failure.
You will be suffering from morbidity. Your blood urges you to study this individual around you for signs of illness, frailty, or impending death. Until you have either predicted a death or solved the cause of a local one, you suffer a 3 dice penalty to all your other rolls. You do not have to be absolutely correct, but stay at least succinctly.
The individual in the back, how did they expire?
I'm afraid I don't know, sir. We don't get a forensic report or anything like that, just the body.
After my fitting, may I take a look? I'm quite the curious sort or intrigued.
I mean, that's highly inappropriate.
Ah, yes, but who am I going to tell? You've said it yourself. I'm on my way out. You can't just do a dying man a favor.
That's a very strange favor to ask. Do charisma,
Well,
persuasion. Difficulty 3, please.
okay. Oh, oops.
Well, you can do that. You can convince a man to go and let you look at a corpse in the bag.
I don't
Well-
have streetwise.
It's more than my job's worth, but fuck it. You're probably going to die in the next couple of days, like you say. Go on, then. After all, you only live once. And you're not probably going to live very long at all, so why not?
Isaac's going to head on to the back room to start taking a look at the corpse. And I suppose I want to inspect the body and see if there's any visible wounds.
Wits and investigation at difficulty 2, please. You see a massive gash upon the corpse, but no sign of wounding.
So there's a big gash on the corpse, but there's no blood.
Really? No one? Really?
Might have gone over my head. Sorry.
The corpse is not wounded. Are you something of a forensic investigator? Obviously retired, I assume.
Yes. I'm quite the investigative sleuth, if I do say so myself.
Well, please tell me your thoughts on this one. I'd love to know how it died.
Well, I believe the cause of death is this massive gash.
You shouldn't be looking there. That's a bit rude. At least show some respect to the corpse.
Wait, what? I think I
Really? No one gets massive gash. Minge, Growler, Fanny, come on.
I got it.
I just wasn't going to comment on it.
Well, Isaac is clearly just going to be staring at this massive gash.
So, my bad. I didn't realize that. I would Okay, so if there's no gash or wound, I will look for maybe signs of strangulation or something around the neck. Maybe look at the lips, see if they're blue, that kind of thing.
Yeah, do wits awareness difficulty 2 for me, please. The lips are this purple blue that look like they would almost glow in the dark. The eyes have been rolled into the back of the skull.
And there's no signs on no marks on the neck.
No.
I
Actually, let's make it interesting. There are some strange burn marks around the neck.
Burn marks. Okay. Perhaps this individual died of asphyxiation, and given the signs of these burns, I would wager that the individual may have been asphyxiated due to smoke inhalation, perhaps in a fire or some other situation where they would have been burned.
See, I was looking at the corpse and I thought that they were quite well hung.
Oh, I see. Yes, I suppose these burn marks could be from a noose. Perhaps they hung themselves. Is the neck broken? Usually when you hang, the neck breaks before you asphyxiate.
Well, that really depends on the method of hanging, though, doesn't it? Because they could, of course, just step off a stool and have no room to actually fall and just choke slowly to death.
That's true. The neck usually breaks during a professional hanging. When it's an amateur trying to hang themselves, they always get it wrong and end up just suffocating.
It's the strangest method of suicide. It's not particularly efficient and takes ages. And what if you change your mind halfway through? Well, then you're completely fucked.
Yes, you just have
make you want to die.
Last minute or so of agony.
I can see that you're a professional, sir. I'll tell you what, I'll allow you some privacy. You're clearly going to show this corpse some respect it's due. I better keep an eye on the front of the shop.
Oh, thank you very much.
He fucks off into the front.
I'll go ahead and try to get that heart.
Yeah, I don't think you need to roll for that. I think at some point you would be successful with that, given enough time and the fact that If you fuck it up, it's not really going to add much drama because you could just try again.
Okay,
There's no
that's
witnesses
fair.
around, so yeah, you can have the heart.
I try to feed off the corpse again or not.
Entirely up to you if you like.
Okay, I'll try to go. If not, I guess we'll just call it a night.
All right. Please do your hunger roll. Let's call it difficulty 1 because I feel sorry for you.
Okay.
There you go.
Ah,
You can slake up to 2 hunger.
all right, I will do that. And then, with the heart extracted and put in the box, I'll try to, clean the body up as best I can, and I'll be on my way.
All right. Man in the shop will say, I'll see you soon.
Thank you. I would say I'm looking forward to it, but I imagine I wouldn't have an opinion at that point.
Ah, very amusing, sir. Remember, just next time you come, ask for Doug.
Doug, I got it. I'll remember your name, sir. And Isaac would head out.
Okay. Later in the same night, over in the Coterie domain, the Coterie are meeting together alongside Mercy and are telling Isaac exactly how and why they are currently keeping company with a Lupine.
Riveting conversation.
Right?
Exactly.
Right, technical difficulties.
Excuse me, everyone. Isn't this the Lupine we saw quite some time ago?
Yep.
With all due respect, but why is he here?
Isaac, Mercy, Isaac, and I just gesture between the two of them.
Isaac would look at Amon with an upraised eyebrow. And you're okay with this?
Why wouldn't he
For
be?
now,
Amon of
Oh,
all
you're
people.
not.
Juan's very conflicted about this.
He's not okay with it, Isaac. Don't fool yourself.
Whoa.
We
This werewolf owes us a favor.
It's not so much all your favors. We have an understanding. Like that's right. That's right. How I'm saying it.
Yes.
Very well. Whoa, what is this understanding?
My sister, her half sister, was aided a while ago, and in exchange for your friend's help, you're asking me to help with the investigation of this ripper.
I see. So, we are helping, you are helping us with the investigation of the Ripper, and in return, we're going to put you in contact with your sister that was eaten? I can
Oh,
certainly
Isaac.
help you with that.
No, Isaac,
If you have
his
something of importance
Isaac,
to her.
Isaac, stop.
his sister
I
helped
mean, it's
us.
not a bad idea.
His sister helped us break him out of whatever hold Lamia had him in, but she didn't make it. But because we freed him, he agreed to help us.
I see, but I mean, the offer still stands. If you'd like to communicate with your recently parted sister, if you have an item of significant importance to her, I can call up her spirit.
Mercy looked at the rest of the Coterie and asked, "Is he serious?"
He's serious.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've done it before.
Oh. No, thank you.
Oh, very well. I'll respect your decision.
So, where are we with the Ripper currently?
Well, like we were saying, we know it's an abomination.
We have at least an idea of why it's picking its targets.
And maybe that would help me to know what that idea is.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry on that one. I can't really explain why.
Can you tell me what
Mama interjected.
are the
That's
common
not fair.
thread between the victims?
They all
Yeah.
know each other.
They all know each other. And there's vampires, werewolves, humans.
Kindred, yeah.
They've all been kindred so far, as you say.
Yeah.
Oh,
As far as we know.
Far
Oh,
as
that's
we know.
right. Okay, yeah. I forgot that there's both in... Out of character, I forgot that there's both in the cult.
I can't find my new.
So no. Not all one thing. They've been both kindred and kind. Definitely no werewolves that we know of.
Kind, is that your word for what?
Humans. Sorry.
Oh,
Thank
yes.
you. Very well. That's helpful.
Yes, many of the, and I believe every target's been exsanguinated completely.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking
that's
of,
been
is anyone
consistent.
thirsty?
Is that a trick
A
question?
little bit.
No, I've got some extra behind the bar. I've got that bottle.
I mean, if you're offering.
I had a drink before I came.
Caesar will go get the bottle from behind the bar.
okay.
Actually, when
Out
look
of
at the
care.
bottle, try to figure out what it is.
Out of character, I know the roll you have to make when you drink this, and I'm scared of what happens when I fail that roll.
Baby.
Trying to help here.
I know, and I appreciate it, and I'm taking it because I don't know, but out of character, I know.
What is it that you're drinking?
Oh, honey.
It's what I think it is. Okay.
I pour a glass, hand it to Xavier, pour a glass, hand it to Amon.
Mercy, would you like a drink?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
No offense, but this is the good stuff, so kind of
I
saving
could
it
have
for-
gotten something from upstairs.
Liquid demon seed.
Slobber it down.
Okay.
I kind of
Armand and Xavier, are you
yeah,
drinking from the glass?
yeah, I kind of swirled around and then took a sip.
You may each slake 3 hunger, and you have a +1
I have to make a
modifier.
roll.
You all have a +1 modifier for all disciplines for 1 night.
Can't go below 1, right?
Correct.
Yeah, how many hunger did you say? 2?
3.
3.
Okay, wow.
Down to 1.
See, I was scared there because last time when Cedra and I think it was Isaac drank some, they had to roll a cult and something, and I was like, I've got 0 in a cult.
I don't think that was to drink this. I think that was something else.
Oh, okay.
That was probably the
Unless he
first
does-
time you drank blood.
The Mercy just silently waits for you all to finish. not really comfortable with this at all, but not really saying anything to that effect.
Well, we're not comfortable with a vampire or a werewolf in our domain, so deal with it.
While we're taking a quiet moment to drink, I think Isaac is going to focus on healing official.
Superficial?
That's a good idea.
yeah.
Superficial. Do a rouse check for me, please, Isaac. Okay, heal 1.
May I as well?
Yes. Do a rouse check for me, please. Heal 1.
Yay!
Then he
Heal
get 2.
Are you blood potency 2 now?
I've
been
been
blood
blood
potency
potency.
He's
Yeah.
been too.
Oh, you're going up in the
I'm
world.
at
Seeing
full
them
health
tend to
again.
their wounds, I do the same.
Okay. Do a rouse check for me, please. Gain a hunger, but heal 2.
Knowing, like, I know that Mercy's been pretty good to us, but knowing out loud that he said he's uncomfortable with us drinking this stuff, and knowing that Cedra said it's the good stuff, I sit back in my chair and I take as long as it takes to drink it.
So, can you tell me what areas? Do you have a map or location that where the Ripper has struck? There's a pattern in that.
Well, there's been at
That's a good
least
point.
2 in your territory.
That's
Yeah.
what I was wondering. And how about the other territories? Is it?
Only one murder in your territory. The other one made it out, as far as I know.
I'm not too sure we should consider Kalo a Ripper murder.
Which Kalo?
I pointed the. Oh wait, did
Where's
we
the
put it
picture?
in the soundproof room?
Yeah.
It's not even in here.
Okay. Damn, I wanted to point at it.
I just say to Mercy, hey, come here. And I open the door to that room.
Oh. The thing is, I get myself into.
Guys,
I go back to where I was after looking at the picture.
important to tell you.
Yeah. I
You
point to
heard.
it.
You heard.
Fuck off, Xavier.
I'm not even in there.
That's Caleb.
Painting.
Right,
talks,
right.
The painting talks.
Okay, I love you.
I-
Bye-bye.
I was introduced to this picture last time, but I don't think I caught the name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
Caleb.
didn't start
Caleb,
talking.
Mercy, Mercy, Caleb. I just closed the door behind me.
I'm sorry. Kilo can't come to the phone right now.
That just
But if you'd like
fades
to
as the
leave
door
your name and
closes.
message, I'll get back to you at some point. You know, within the next millennia. Or 2.
Oh, there's been at least 2 in
Maybe that was
in
milliseconds.
our. Oh, I don't want to say
No,
mile hour
I'm
territory,
not really
but
too
Yaru
clear on the whole time
territory,
thing right now. It's a little wonky. But anyway, I will totally get back to you
and
at
that's
some point.
like the.
Maybe.
It's not like. How many have there been total that you know of?
That we know of.
It gets a little confusing because there was a copycat for a while.
He was
Of
kind of
course there is.
sloppy at it though.
Well, estimate.
Half a dozen?
And that's
Let's see
including
about
or not
that
including
one.
the 2 and. That's including
Well,
or not
one of
including
them that
the
we
2
know of
from
was-
window. Go ahead.
One that we know of in the park was an abduction more than a murder. But that's the only person we know of that's gotten away.
She wasn't.
that
in
was
the
I would have
secret.
gotten away.
It.
Yeah, but
She
I
didn't
think it
know
was-
anyone else who had previously been murdered.
She wasn't in the super secret club.
Elbow him on.
Okay. So I have a suggestion. Maybe I could contact someone from the territory about the Ripper sightings to see if we could pool our resources somehow, or knowledge at least.
That would be great. Or ask around to see if anyone knows of an abomination.
I'm pretty sure that's pretty hard to miss if they're going around in Yahoo territory.
I don't know. Things pretty fast.
It should be hard to miss. It's terrifying. It was about twice the size of the other lupine I've seen.
He's the other Lupine you've seen.
The ones that also hit me in the face and tore open my stomach.
Oh, yeah.
So you've been to that territory before?
Unfortunately.
When we were investigating one of the murders.
That may put a damper on things, so they may recognize your sin, depending on who's investigating the aftermath. But we'll come to that bridge if we come to it. Cross the bridge if we come to it.
Well, we've always gone in peace, and they just assault us. We have to defend ourselves.
Yeah, I can imagine how that went. What I propose is, I have a contact from 2 years ago. I don't know if they're still in the area, but it should be. But I can try contacting them and setting up a meet.
Yay.
And yes, it's another. He will be another werewolf. So
Can you just contact them and let us know?
good, but you may ask questions that you may know more about than I do.
Hey, does that brand work on werewolves?
Brand? What do you mean? What is this brand?
Nothing, just thinking out loud.
Okay. Interesting. But yeah, I could probably set up a meet if he's available. Yeah, we can go there tonight if he's available.
I guess. Did you say meet in your guys' territory, or do you want to make the meeting place neutral?
I can make it neutral.
Oh, thank God.
Alright. Mercy goes outside, close the door behind him, make the call.
As soon as Mercy leaves the room, Amon just like relaxes in his chair.
Is there anything you wish to discuss amongst yourselves while Mercy is out probably peeing on a brick wall or something marking his territory?
Do we really want to meet another werewolf?
No.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
You know how much?
we could try the brand on Mercy and see if it works.
Yeah, possibly, but I wouldn't want to spook him out of character. I'm sure Mercy was probably right. I'm assuming.
I didn't hear the question.
Yeah, you cut out.
You and he, right?
You cut out again.
Human
Censored
form.
words. You're being censored.
Yeah. Human form.
Yeah. And but he still has a sling over his withered arm.
I believe the last time I saw him, he was in one of his other forms, but I certainly wouldn't want to brand him and then him hulk out on us. That would be, well, unpleasant. He might be attacking him or something. Who knows?
Well, if we do go to this meeting place, I might be the only one that you brand, because I might end up staying in the car or something. Because, yeah, you guys have fought werewolves, but you haven't had their blood all over you. So my scent's probably stronger than your guys's.
Kidding me? The werewolf killer afraid to go hang out with another werewolf?
It doesn't sound like he's afraid.
Isaac, he's very much afraid. We're all afraid.
Mm-hmm. I don't feel like being put into torpor by a werewolf a third time.
But at
Well,
the same time, it will be 3 of us meeting up with 2 werewolves as opposed to 4 of us meeting up with 2 werewolves.
Isaac
If you
would
want me
look
to
at
be
him
alone,
Do you know what makes courage? When you're afraid and you do it anyways. That's what makes you courageous. If you just
stupid.
cower fear, then you're a coward. Don't be a coward. Be courageous.
Isaac,
I'm not really worried about being courageous. I have a lot of things left I want to do in this on life, and I don't really want to be taken out at the swipe of a paw.
I mean, you haven't yet. You fought 3 of them.
4 technically.
I mean, in all fairness, you kind of got knocked out by one of us too early on, so not much there.
Out of character. That's because I didn't know how the health system worked.
Still counts, and I saved your ass.
I know.
It's okay,
At this point-
Oman. You can hide behind me.
I appreciate it, Isaac.
At this point, you hear a knock on the door, and Mercy comes back in. So I talked to the guy. His name is Taylor McLeod. Not of the clan McLeod, but he'll be waiting for us in Oatland Park.
Say that.
In what park? Odin?
Oatland.
Oatman. Gotcha.
Oatmeal?
It's like gingerbread, like a gingerbread man, but it's an oat man.
Now, here's the rub with this guy. This is the guy who,
He's a werewolf.
well, most directly got me captured. 2 years
Wait,
ago.
we're gonna meet with somebody that got you captured?
It's a long story, but I
Are
thought
we gonna
we were
have to
friends.
stand back while you fight it out? You know,
Ooh, that could be
Hoping
entertaining.
won't come to that.
I mean, if we
It's
gotta save your
not
ass
my
again, you
intention to
double
fight it
over.
out.
Okay.
It's not my intention to fight it out, but if it does come to blows, if we're all together,
If we have to
You'll be
save
able
your
to
ass
take 'em.
again, you really owe us.
fine. I doubt it'll come to that, but I should be stronger than him, but it's been 2 years. I don't know his status yet right now. I mean, part of the reason why he ran was because he couldn't take on what I was trying to take on.
Which was what, a gangrel?
No, whole, I want to say pack, but a group of vampires.
So we're a group of vampires. Is he just gonna run?
I will try to. I will try to meet him at first, get confirmation, and then I'll call you all in.
Sounds like a
Because-
good idea.
At this point, I still smell like I've been around vampires, so that may keep them on edge in the first place. So
Maybe we should stop and get some Axe body spray on the way there.
I've tried a whole bunch of stuff with my king here. Didn't work.
In this universe, it's called hatchet.
sorry.
Thank you.
Okay.
What were you going to say?
It's called Hatchet.
I was gonna say the same thing.
So any questions before we go? Or...
Yeah, how are you going to tell
Well-
us when to come?
Hey, come in.
Subtle.
Where are we going?
Oatland
Park.
Park.
Yeah.
As long as you believe he can be trusted, I suppose there's no time like the present.
It's not so much that I believe he can be trusted. He is the one, left me hanging. But he's one of my few contacts here. I'm originally from America.
I feel your pain.
Shall we go?
When you are.
Yay! Let's go meet with a vampire or with a werewolf.
Hey, you know my pain every time you want to go to fucking Camarilla territory.
This is not freaking
Is that a
dog.
problem?
Is what a
We say
problem.
Camarilla territory. I don't know these things.
Yes,
Don't worry
it's
about
a
it.
problem.
For him.
Ah, okay.
Too many politics.
That needs to say no more then.
Heading out then? Whose car?
I assume mine.
Okay.
We don't switch things up too often.
Yeah.
We try to
So
make
Back-
backseat driver's side.
You all head out through the pub, which is noticeably quieter than it has been in recent months since Mo's departure. You get into Armand's car, with Armand in the driving seat, and drive off into the night. Is there anything you wish to discuss on your drive?
Who's in the car with us?
Assume everybody.
Yeah.
Mercy's in the car. I don't say shit.
Where's Mercy sitting?
Not on the
That's a good
couch.
question. I thought
Not on the couch.
Sparkling with the spray bottle.
out of character. I almost caught shotgun, but I was like, whatever.
You can have it.
Actually, that's where the
Okay,
doctor
shotgun.
usually sits, so you can sit in the front. That's
Yep.
very trolly
He's
of
got
Caesar to
shotgun.
do to Amon. But okay.
Sorry, Amon. You can handle
No,
it.
you're not.
Amon's like,
You just hear the
Oh, no.
gloves crinkling on the steering wheel the entire drive.
On the way
Pat him
over,
on the
you see
shoulder. He's
Mercy.
driving.
On the way over, you see Mercy
Boy.
scrolling through his phone, trying to catch up on current events. He's been out of it for 2 years.
Oh, is it going to be depressing for you?
Yeah. Especially for a werewolf. That's the nice thing about being a kindred. You don't care.
I imagine things are pretty tense with a werewolf in the car going to meet another werewolf. I think Isaac's gonna focus on healing a little.
Okay.
In this car ride.
Do a rouse check for me, please. Okay, heal 1.
can I heal in the car too?
Certainly. Do a rouse check for me,
Do this
please.
often, but
Gain a hunger.
about right. Heal right.
But
Wrong
also,
ahead.
heal 1.
Seeing them heal, Caesar will go ahead and do the same.
Okay, do a rouse check
Wow,
for
I'm
me,
the one
please.
at max. I'm the one at full health now. Wow.
Lovely. The car is just filled with this sound of slurpy, glurping noises, like as all their wounds are slowly
Bones
healing up.
popping back into pace.
Yeah.
Camera. What do you need?
But nothing you wish to discuss on the way? To the
Oh
park.
no! How about the inner workings of the clan of Mithras? No, I'm kidding.
I smack him on the back of the head as he's driving.
Okay, to the park. Do you need to keep Mercy on a lead, or you're just going to let him roam free? I hope someone brought a ball for him.
I'm sure I have a
Gotta chase
ball
a
in my
bullet.
coat somewhere.
Yeah, I was about to say, I got one around here somewhere.
The Coterie arrive outside Oatlands Park. Mercy jumps out of the car, eagerly, running around in a circle, very excited for walkies.
Teacher pulls a ball out of her pocket and throws it, but only pretends to throw it and puts the ball back in her pocket. Not really.
Mercy runs off. After 20 minutes, he returns, and he's like, I don't think you threw that ball. Mercy leaves the car and goes just off into the distance. If you were all normal mortal humans, you wouldn't be able to see him, but thanks to your supernatural senses, you can just about make out where he is. He walks up to a bench and talks to the person sitting there.
Taylor,
Mercy. Long time.
have a seat.
Free country, you might as well. Especially now that you're free.
Can we hear any of this?
Probably not, no.
He takes a seat. Long time no see.
Indeed. I was quite surprised to get a call from you.
Yeah, I was just recently freed. No thanks to you.
So I see, but I can still smell the stench of kindred on you. Sorry, I can still smell the stench of leeches on you.
Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of it myself. Not having much luck.
Doesn't look like you're doing very well, given the company that you're with.
Speaking of company, come on over.
I think you're going to have to give my hand gesture because they're not going to hear.
Yeah, he just said we couldn't hear you.
Yeah.
Ah.
I'll reluctantly get out of the car.
Isaac would slowly walk over.
I'll follow alongside, not behind.
We should walk in a straight line and I'll snap on our way there.
Werewolves come out to play.
The Coterie approach from the west side for their story.
So, Taylor.
Oh, good evening, sir.
We are looking for some information about this. The media or some group may call him the Ripper.
Why should I give you any information?
It kind of left me hung and dry.
And I'd do it
For
again.
2 years.
I'd do it again. You're an abomination.
You haven't seen Abomination if you call me an abomination. There's a real abomination. The Ripper is one.
There's no such thing. That's just a legend. But you're a misfit. You're a complete accident.
Hasn't he been in your territory a couple of times?
Not my territory.
The Garu territory near the Cairn. I heard he killed a couple of people over there.
Maybe. But that's Garu business, and you ain't no Garu.
Last I heard, last time we met, I still outrank you. But just one rank. So a little respect for be due, but I'm willing to let that slide for exchange for some information. Just want information about how many times, what's his whereabouts,
Wait
how
a
often he comes there,
minute.
that kind of stuff.
Wait a minute. You can't stand there or sit there, whatever it is that you're doing that didn't describe for me to paint the scene, with the company that you're keeping with all these leeches. In fact, one of them I even know. And he looks better than the last time I left him. Like he survived despite my best efforts.
I cross
Cedra
my
steps in
arms.
front of Amon slightly. Just like a step in.
You met previously somehow?
I was bored and I
look
was
like
out and
that.
about. Tore that one to shreds.
Yeah, he's the
Oh.
reason the camera really found me.
Put my hand on my
That
sword.
would
The hilt of my sword.
explain a few things. Look between him and Amon, then looked at Taylor. Regardless, the abomination, it is real, and it is a big threat. My opinion is a bigger threat than this crew right here. I've heard some people in near the Cayenne had some running with it.
Maybe. But again, that would mean that such a thing exists. And you're not trusted. You're not even accepted by any of the tribes.
Well, let's just say news of my demise are greatly exaggerated, but no, I'm sort of a guy. And, we have some looser rules than some of the other tribes. For instance, I'm able to wear this sling, even though I'm a Metis, and we're not supposed to hide our deformity. I got that from, I got permission straight from the elders to do this.
You don't get to dictate rules to me when you still have the stench of the worm on you and you're covered in vampire leech filth, surrounded by them as well.
At least these guys came to my rescue. I was left hanging dry for 2 years, thanks to you. Where were you for the past 2 years?
Running with the tribe. Something you're not allowed to do.
Hey, you didn't even give me a second thought, did you?
Maybe a third or a fifth.
Listen, right now, this Ripper, or this abomination, is killing people. As soon as it finishes taking out its target, who do you think is going to move on to?
There's plenty of
It could
leeches
be-
out there for it to move on to. Why should it be our problem?
Eventually, it's pretty powerful, and eventually it will run out of target. It could target other Garou. Even worse, it could target our kinfolks.
Charisma
Or
and persuasion
your
difficulty
kinfolk.
2, please.
God, just hearing this guy talk, I feel like I can't say anything because he's just going to be like, "Ah, shut up, you filthy thing."
Persuasion?
Persuasion and charisma difficulty 2, please.
I'm sorry, say that one more time. I have to look at you when you say that. Say it one more time.
Persuasion, charisma.
Persuasion,
difficulty is
charisma. Thank you.
2.
Trying to get this thing to work. Okay. Persuasion. Ah, great. Nothing in that.
Pardon, sorry?
And charisma.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry, that's out of character.
Okay, say I believe you. Just say I believe you. So what? What do you expect of me?
Not much. All I'm asking for is to exchange your information. If you don't know anything now, that's fine. But I'll give you my contact information. If you find out more specificity about his targets and when and how often, that would help us. Help all of us.
You only want information. That's all?
Correct. Correct.
As long as you realise that this doesn't mean you're back in the tribe or anything like that. You're no longer running with Gaia in our eyes.
Perhaps that would change one day, but for now, I understand where you're coming from. But if you just have information, you could probably take care of this abomination. I'm not so keen or naive as to propose an alliance. That will never happen. I'm not that naive. But maybe you consider me as a liaison between these guys and the Kern.
If you're willing to work with the leeches, you pull them far, but at least you make some sense.
Like I said before, these vampires were the only ones who were willing to rescue me after 2 years.
And you think that's going to mean anything to me? You're a freak. It's as simple as that. You know exactly how these things go. You shouldn't have been allowed to live in most tribes.
And yet here I am. And maybe, hopefully, can take care of this abomination.
We'll see. We'll see.
So, that Mercy stands up. He gives him his phone number.
Before you go, if you're serious about looking into this Ripper thing, you might want to go and check out a certain part of this park. We were told to avoid this park for a fair bit of time, but you might have some luck there now. From what we understand, it's safe now. Or should be. There's been no one saying anything about it for a little while. And he points you in the direction of the park, where you know there's an old stone wall.
If I may, what was unsafe about it?
It was never specified, we were just told, don't go there. So, we didn't go there. We're good boys, we do what we're told.
Mercy looks over to Amon. He's like, you got anything you want to say? Yeah?
Not really. He doesn't take his eyes off of Tyler, was it?
Taylor.
Taylor,
okay.
Taylor MacLeod, not of the Clan MacLeod.
well then.
As long as we can put a stop to this abomination that's been massacring individuals, that's all we're after.
How very noble the leeches.
Should be something a guy would want to take on too.
We don't usually involve outsiders, especially those of the worm, in our own affairs. If you were truly one of us, you'd know that, though.
My thinking is, it's a greater threat. Then
don't quite
combine all these.
Understand. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I don't quite understand, but perhaps from their point of view, a vampiric werewolf is less of a threat than a malformed werewolf. I suppose maybe they have more love for this vampire werewolf than you. Doesn't make any sense to me, but what else could it be?
Lucy gives you the side eye. Yeah, okay. Anyway.
I mean, for somebody that doesn't like werewolves that are different than normal, you sure seem quick to not want to give any information to out the one that's infected
Are
by
you
the worm.
judging our
or whatever you're
ways
saying.
as if you know anything about the way Garou work?
I'm a quick study.
Your delicious study is what you are. I remember your scent and your taste, and I will gladly feast upon you again.
Do it then.
He
And
just
you
steps
call
in front
me
of
of
him
the
on
worm?
fully.
I put my hand on Caesar's shoulder before she fully stands in front of me.
I can see
We
this
should probably part ways before this
relationship
gets
isn't
out of
going to
hand.
last long, Mercy. Keep your leeches
On
on
that,
a tight rein.
for now we're keeping Ring out of this. But I've been on a Ring tight leash myself for 2 years. I'm not keen on putting anyone else on one. But that's neither here or there. We should probably depart before things get out of our hand. Contact me when you get more information.
Yeah, I understand. He turns around and walks off into the night.
Where's this other part of the park?
It's over that way.
Is it within walking distance?
Oh yeah.
Okay, small part.
Oh yeah.
As Mercy watches Taylor walks off, he says, well, that went well, didn't it?
You know he has to die, right?
No.
Well, this is me telling you he's going to die.
Why?
Really?
Because we protect our family?
Oh, it dawns on him when he looks at a mine.
I've gone through a lot of BS because of that guy. You can say I'm not too thrilled that I finally have a face to put to the memory.
It sounds like you've gone through a lot of BS because of that guy, too.
I have, but for now we need him. She's going to feed us information.
I agree.
That's why his head's still
Reluctantly.
attached.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what Miss Hart said.
That's why his head's still attached.
Out of character real quick, we're getting way too cocky.
Only to Mercy. Alone. 4 of us against him.
Yeah.
Out of character, I don't think it really matters at this point.
No, it doesn't. I'm just like to point it out.
Imagine a named Garou is a much bigger deal than a generic Lupine.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we go?
Yeah.
Lead the way.
It's on.
Anything you wish to
As we
talk
walk-
about as your little walkabout?
As we're walking
As we're
towards
walking.
the wall or wherever we're going, Amon's just looking off in the direction that Taylor left.
So you sort of moonwalking right now, or are you doing this owl thing with your neck?
I'm totally moonwalking, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Cedar's making sure to keep herself between Amon and where Taylor left.
The guy was really mean to me, Mom. He beat me up, and then the Camarilla found me, and man, it just sucks, man.
It's okay. I'm your mommy now. Vummy. I'm your vummy now.
Isaac will give
Yeah.
give Amon a pat on the back as they walk back to the vehicle.
We're walking to the wall thing.
As we're walking to the wall thing.
By the way, Mercy turns to look at Amon. Did you think that I was that guy? You thought I was Taylor?
Well, I only ever saw him in his Lupine form, so I wasn't quite sure who it was.
You saw me in Lupine and Raw Form 2. We look nothing alike.
It was dark.
You all look alike.
I guess so.
Sure, side by side, we could probably tell.
His fur is completely different. But never mind. Let's get to where he pointed off to.
You head on over to the direction that you were given, cautiously heading to the part of the park that Taylor told you about. You can see the tree line already on approach. Isaac's eyes are either playing tricks on him, or he can sense something being hidden with magical means.
Hurry, Isaac, look at the mud.
Look through the trees and use Sense the Unseen.
Sense the Unseen is Wits or Specs. Difficulty 3, please. Isaac strains his sight. Oh.
Do a willpower reroll
Okay.
for two of those dice.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Isaac, concentrating his focus on the tree line, is able to see the outline of a hidden door embedded into the stone wall. He's able to make out a very smooth stone next to the wall. It looks like it has been smoothed over years of usage.
I believe there is a hidden entrance here. Isaac will approach and place his hand against the smooth stone.
It does nothing.
Well, there's definitely something here. I can see it.
There's usually like some hidden switch or something, Amon says as he goes to inspect the wall to see if he finds anything.
You look at the wall, and it's just a
I'm
wall.
like running my hands over the wall, trying to find
the
like
wall-
You sexually harass the wall, and the wall does nothing in response.
Damn.
Oof.
It doesn't even talk to you.
So when I looked at the wall, I saw a section that looked like it could move, and then I saw like another section that was one away. Or was it just all one section?
You saw the outline of a hidden door embedded in the stone wall,
Yep.
with a very smooth stone next to it.
I want to touch the smooth stone next to it.
Okay, it does fuck all.
Have you told us what you see?
Yes, that I see the outline of a door and this smooth stone. It's oh so smooth.
Is there anything else in the area other than the wall?
Anything in particular you're after?
Anything else I should be looking at?
You got Lupine with you.
Once Mercy let you all do what you want to do for a while, he steps up to the stone, takes out a knife, puts the finger, touches his hand to the stone.
The stone door slowly opens with the noise of stone grinding upon stone, locking itself in place to one side and allowing the Coterie and Garou companion entry. The tunnel before them lies
Is that
open.
a normal thing?
It leads slowly down into the underground. The tunnel is wide and neatly carved. Their footsteps... Oh, sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself there. Either with that. Carry on.
So is that a normal thing?
I was going to say something sooner, but you all were having so much fun trying to open it yourselves. I decided to let you have a try at it first. So, but yeah, it's a Garou thing. You wouldn't understand.
Well, thank you very much for your assistance. I'm sure we would have figured it out eventually.
Sure.
Would you like to lead the way into the tunnel?
Why not? Head off.
Their footsteps give a slight echo down the carved-out stone tunnel as they head their way down. It takes the group a modest time to make their way down and reach a stone hollowed-out room. There are a number of alcoves cut out of the walls. 3 of them have skeletons standing in them, while the remaining ones seem to have piles of bones in them. The room is quiet and looks old. A large mattress is on the floor and is extremely untidy, mouldy, and not even made. A large chair is against one of the walls. The wooden chair has metal restraints on the arms and legs. They're rusted and show signs of age. The old stones in the walls have gaps between them, and a few insects can appear to be burrowing out of.
That chair seems really important. We should inspect that chair.
I have a guess what that chair is for. Is that chair anything like the chair that we found in the one Ripper hideout?
Yeah. 4 legs, arms, manacles.
Get what that other chair was. I get what that other chair was for now.
I would like to use Sense the Unseen and inspect the Tremere anti-tribute sign.
Okay. Wits or specs, difficulty 2, please.
Just a moment. I accidentally closed my sheet.
As you look around the room, Isaac, you can see the Tremere anti-tribute sign slowly fade back into view. It's slightly different to what you know as the regular Tremere symbol.
In character, would Isaac recognize? Is it common enough that he would recognize it? Would you want me to do a roll for that?
Yeah, do a roll for that. Do intelligence and occult at difficulty 3, please.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm telling you to do this roll. You're obviously going to get it with your occult score, but you never know. Wonderful. Yeah, you will recognize that as House Agoratrix.
Oh, there's a symbol here in this wall from House Goratrix. If only the doctor was here, he would surely know more about it.
What's that?
My understanding is House Goretrix is one of the Tremere houses. Like, Goretrix, Karna, you get the picture.
Oh, look, something else the Tremere is involved in.
Empire stuff, right in Garu territory or close to Garu territory.
Well, does make some sense. I mean, the abomination we're dealing with is half werewolf, half vampire. He has to have been embraced into a clan. Why not be Clan Tremere?
Kind of makes sense.
Why does it have to be the vampire after the werewolf? Why couldn't he have been Tremere before?
Because isn't an abomination?
Like, does it work one way or the other? I don't know.
Well,
it's a very Tremere thing to want to experiment with that shit, so...
That's what I was going to say.
Well, he had to be born a werewolf, a Garu.
That's what I thought.
Mm.
You can't get bitten by a werewolf and then, become werewolf yourself.
Sorry, I didn't know. I'm not one.
We're all learning something new today.
Yay.
Mercy, does this look like the type of place a werewolf would normally live?
Not anyone I know. I'm not familiar with all the tribes, obviously, but I can't say.
Do you ever do anything special to keep yourself from changing during a full moon?
Can control our forms. Doesn't depend on the moon. The only thing the moon does is makes it easier to change sometime.
Amon's just wandering around the room, just kind of looking at stuff, inspecting, and he just pipes up and goes, "Oh man, all those movies are bullshit."
I don't like time travel.
Are you the same mentally when you're in your form as you are now?
That would be a no. We're more bestial.
Can you control when you change completely, or is it ever involuntary?
It can be involuntary, but only in tense situations. But most of the time, I can just change.
And you can change back at will?
Well, I'm Midas. I'm in human form now. I can change back to Midas immediately, but it takes effort for me to change back to other forms. Because Midas is my wolf form is my birth form.
What's scary is if he can have all the werewolf powers while being in vampire form. Say he.
So Cedra is looking over the chair as she is talking.
Here it goes.
Yeah, I'm kind of wandering around the room, kind of just looking at stuff too. If I need to roll for anything.
So my theory about this chair is if it helps keep it restrained somehow. At first I thought, following the lore, the Hollywood movies, full moon changing thing. But what if it's more of a vampire controlling a beast thing?
What do you mean?
Well, all kindred have a beast inside of them that can make them change, can make them frenzy.
You have a similar thing.
So maybe if this is the Abomination's chair, did they tie themselves up in it to keep from changing?
That is a possibility, but maybe they would tie up others to keep them alive longer so they could prolong their food.
Yeah, I mean, considering they said that abominations typically shouldn't mean anything. Or, sorry. Abominations usually don't survive. I don't know where my brain went in the other sentence. What if they were just tying people up in these chairs? They were testing. They were trying to make an abomination. They'd tie a guru up in this chair, embrace them, and
then you
see
get
what
into the
happens.
rabbit hole of how did they get them there?
Come on.
I mean, yes.
Wits, investigation difficulty 3, please.
God, I really need to up those stats. I'll reroll that 5. That's the right one.
Like what I roll.
I'm wondering if Amon is doing what I was going to do.
Nope.
Armand's eyes are wandering around the cell, particularly on the chair. Unfortunately, nothing stands out to him.
So could these be possible victims? And I go to the closest skeleton and examine it.
Wits and awareness at difficulty 3, please. As you look at the skeletons, you can see that they quite clearly aren't matching bones. They seem to be from different animals or people of different height. It's nearly impossible to tell either way. The only thing you can see for sure is that the skeletons are more like jigsaw puzzles, made up of different bones, then put together and stood up.
Shiv, is there anything I can try and do to investigate using intelligence rather than wits?
Yes.
Okay.
You can RP doing something with your brain.
Well, I was kind of just sitting there forming a hypothesis while inspecting the chair. Because I was saying that out loud. If not, I got nothing.
Isaac could come help you. Amon, what is it you're looking over there? Isaac would walk up. Me to take a look at something for you.
I just planned the chair, and I'm just trying to figure out what they were using this chair for.
Oh yes, this is most interesting. Isaac will start the chair.
Wits! Investigation difficulty 3. With Armand providing a +1 modifier.
Oh, nice. I was just trying to give him an excuse to investigate the chair. I didn't realize I was helping.
It's good enough for me.
By the way, Amon, did you remember you have a +1 die?
To discipline.
Yeah, to disciplines.
Oh, to disciplines.
You will notice as you inspect the chair, it has very old bloodstains on it, concentrated where the manacles are.
Oh, yes, Amon. This chair, there's old dried bloodstains, especially around the manacles. It almost looks like someone or something was being bled or perhaps struggling so intently and so hard that they were cutting there are lists open on the manacle.
Yeah.
Perhaps the lists were sliced for some purpose.
You mean
I'm
like
thinking of the struggling one.
you mean like if a human was turning into a werewolf and the manacles don't expand?
That or
Perhaps.
they're writhing in pain from being turned in their body. I don't know what happens when an abomination is made, but considering they don't survive, I imagine they go pretty crazy for the few last moments of their unlife.
I imagine that even if they do survive, it leaves a mental mark that can't be a comfortable experience.
Yeah. Isaac, can you tell us anything that you know about that clan whose symbol is up there? What kind of a clan are they?
Not much beyond the fact that they are Tremere. My understanding is Clan Goretrix is more aligned with the Sabbat, I believe, or perhaps not. All I know is they're not common in Camarilla territories or nor Anarch territories.
Well, that'd be convenient for the Sabbat to come in here and make an abomination to fuck with everybody.
Except it's been here for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
And?
Could you imagine
Okay.
how lonely this individual must be? Not only is he or she of Clan Tremere, a clan of usurpers, but they are also an abomination, a werewolf. So they would be hated by kindred and Guru alike. Perhaps they were motivated by making more like them, trying to make their own family.
Well, with how old this thing is, I wonder how much it even cares.
See, Isaac, you bring up a good point, though. Just because it is half kindred, can it turn? Can it sire?
Mm.
I'm pretty sure. Well,
I don't
just
know.
a guess. I'm pretty sure, just a guess, that it can't, produce offspring.
Right.
We
but
can't
he's
produce
wondering-
offspring.
Yeah.
Not in that way.
He's wondering if it can turn other people into vampires, because that's just a blood thing.
Obviously, it's stronger than us. It's obviously stronger than you, too. So if it drug a Guru Lupine in here and tried to sire it as a kindred, could it do that? Hence, him trying to make more of itself so it had some, family. All it's got to do is walk up and knock one of
Certainly
you out and
try.
drag you in here.
Yeah, considering the little information that I got from you and Taylor, but you Guru seem to treat family and clan a lot more respectively than we do,
Cedra.
or in a different way.
Cedra, do intelligence and occult for me at difficulty 2, please. God damn.
Ooh. You
What was it you were
shit
looking
out of it.
I think fair to say that Cedra will remember, after having read the entry about abominations in Beckett's library, see previous episode number whatever, that she knows abominations cannot sire.
Ah. And with that
That doesn't mean I
critical
wouldn't
knowledge,
try, though.
Also,
photographic memory.
while she's walking around the cell, jogging her own memory, she also manages to find a broken off hardcover of a book. Most of it is faded or damaged, but she can quite see that the title was plainly Musings of House Kana.
Hey, Isaac. Check this out. I hold up the book to him.
Oh, it's not, it's just a cover.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
Isaac would look at the book cover, No, that is most puzzling. Musings of House Karna? Why would there be a House Goretrix symbol on the wall in a book pertaining to House Karna?
Are these the
Yes.
same tribe or whatever you call them?
Clan, yes.
No. Well,
They're all Tremere.
Karna? Oh, yeah, that's true.
Maybe the abomination is actually House Karna.
That's convenient.
One thing that occurred to me is you mentioned when we first started talking about this guy, you believe this abomination is 2,000 years old?
We don't have an exact number, but yeah, it's pretty old.
Why would it choose to make an offspring or make another of itself now?
Well, if it is House Karna, perhaps it just likes torturing for fun.
Out of character, real quick. House Karna is the one that Claret ran to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Probably unrelated, but
This raises even more questions on why it's attacking the people it's attacking.
Several of
Does
the
their blood have anything
skeletons
to do with this?
slowly begin to shuffle out of their alcoves. One of the skeletons
sweet.
shambles slowly. Its torso twists 180 degrees around itself. The head tilts itself to an unnatural angle, tipping itself backwards, staring at you with empty borehole eye sockets. The other skeletons do very similar. Yes, Cedra.
Is the ghost whispering coming from the skeletons?
No. Its backwards legs make it walk like an undead ostrich towards you with menace. And at that point, we'll take a break.
Cool.
We'll be right back.
Skeleton army fight.
Isaac's family showed up.
That's my best skeleton impression.
It's a skeleton.
Yeah.
Sorry. Armand, what would you like to do?
I punched the skeleton.
Strength. Brawl. Difficulty 4, please.
Okay. Yeah, I'll reroll 3 of those. Well, looks like you guys won't need me. I'm just gonna leave.
You take a stand against whatever or whoever you see as the status quo in the situation. Whether that's your leader, Cedra, a viewpoint expressed by a potential vessel, don't know what boat's got to do with it, or just a task you were supposed to do at the moment. Until you've gone against your orders or perceived expectations, you'll receive a 2 dice penalty to all your rolls. Isaac, of the Hecata family, of Clan Cappadocian.
Isaac will move in to assist Amon because Isaac knows Amon's a little afraid today. So Isaac's going to move in beside Amon and try to punch the skeleton he's fighting.
Do for me. What are you going to do? You're going to do okay. Strength brawl with a +1 modifier from Armon.
Okay.
I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to be rebellious.
Alright,
in
difficulty
combat.
4.
All right, I'll try to re-roll 3 of those.
Lord.
Going to benefit on.
Oh, there we go.
Ah, yes.
Isaac, standing next to his companion Armon, puts his jukes up in the traditional 1930s boxing style and gives the old 1-2 to the messed up skeleton, knocking it in its upside down head, clean off its shoulders. The skeleton drops to the floor in a pile of bones. Dust rises up as each bone makes impact with the floor. Mercy!
Aha!
Lord have
Go
mercy.
see him on.
Is the ceiling really too tall for his wolf form, or
Yes.
were you kidding about that?
No, it is too tall for your wolf.
Okay. Mercy will
Which in
just,
itself is a clue.
Oh.
I thought about that, but I didn't say anything. Sorry. But yeah, Mercy will try to hit one. They're coming from all around.
Mm-hmm.
He will hit one that not Amon and Isaac are not attacking.
Strength, brawl, difficulty 4, please.
We're all watching to see how many dice he has, aren't we? Yeah.
Oh.
Mercy clenches his one working fist, reels back, and lets rip with a straight left, straight through the skeleton, turning it to dust. As he punches it, there's nothing to even crumple to the floor. It is merely pulverized under his touch. Which takes us to Xavier.
After seeing Mercy does that, Xavier's like, he'll activate prowess.
Okay. Do a rouse check for me, please.
Mhm.
Lovely.
And I will punch the other one that Isaac and Amon are fighting.
Okay, strength.
There's 3 total, right?
Yeah.
There's 3
Well,
total,
there's
right?
1 left now. Strength, brawl, difficulty 4, please.
I didn't even get to punch one.
Do I get to add my potence rating because it's a feat of strength?
No.
Okay. I'll add it to the damage value afterwards.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll reroll
And-
3 of them.
Well, I was going to say, if you want to add your potence rating to that.
Oh, okay. So I do add it to it. Okay.
Oh! Sorry, no, you're right. You are right. I'm wrong. I'm confusing myself there.
So 5.
No, that'd be 2. 2 successes. You can
Okay, then I'm going to
if you want.
reroll them. Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
There you go. 5.
5.
And your potence rating?
Is 3.
Okay. Xavier toughens himself up, puts one of his feet behind him for balance, and lets rip with as much strength as he can, flowing his vitae into his muscles, pulverizing one of the nearby skeletons that's left. It turns into dust under his touch, and he stands there with quite a cocky smile on his face and draws his fist back. You've dealt with all the skeletons.
I didn't
First
get
thing-
to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
First thing, Mercy will hold up her hand and says, "Stay back. I don't want to accidentally do anything. Let me just calm down a moment. First time fighting since I've been out."
This fist is rated a lethal weapon. Stand back.
Same. I've exploded
Come
heads
on,
with this thing
Sniffles.
before. Isaac, why did skeletons?
Yes. Xavier.
Why did skeletons incorrectly put themselves together and start walking towards us?
Well, I would wager they didn't do it on their own.
No shit. But you're the
Smart cookie there.
deaf guy. What?
I don't know what guru or werewolves are capable of, but I think something like this could be done with blood sorcery. Certainly.
Fucking true here.
Mercy calmed down enough to.
Good.
Mercy calmed down enough to look at Isaac's blood sorcery. Something else new. Are these things? These things won't come back from the current form now, right?
It depends on how powerful the sorcery was that animated them, and if there's another source of power, or even what triggered them. My guess is they were probably just set here defensively. We must have either been here long enough or have done something to trigger them. I doubt they will cause us any more issues, but I don't know.
Quick, Amon, step on all the bones. Be useful.
Fuck you, Xavier.
Yeah.
Now you're stealing lines from Kalo.
Uh-huh.
I don't hear it enough anymore.
So Mercy looks around, looks up and down. He said, "You know, I was tempted to change, but this place is too short for me. Probably too short for the other guy too."
Good point.
Perhaps,
I'll go over and take a look at one of those empty alcoves. Now empty alcoves.
Wits.
Amon.
Awareness. Difficulty 4, please.
Amon
sorry, wits
sits
and
down
awareness?
in the.
Wits and awareness. Difficulty 4, please. I can understand it must have been very hard to understand me when some cunt keeps talking over me. As you look around the alcove, I'm sorry, Armon, I love you. As you look around the alcove, you can find the hint of a secret button right at the back, hidden away by the previously standing skeleton there.
There's a button. Should I push it?
Yeah.
Push it and run away real quick.
Absolutely.
Great. Why don't you let me do it?
Okay.
Okay, and at this point,
All
Amon
the way out to the stairs.
sits down in the chair that's in the room and crosses his arms.
Oh, bad idea. Don't do that, Amon. Come here.
No, I'm good.
No, you should do it.
Mercy walks up, push the
You
button.
did there.
As you press a button, a small section of the wall drops down, and slowly out comes a very nice, posh, made bed. It's in far better condition than the mattress that was previously just thrown on the floor. It looks almost comfortable, even.
Well, that's very true.
Most comfortable.
How big is the room?
Longer than a piece of string?
Is it big enough for a bed to fit in and people to walk around the bed?
Yeah.
Master bedroom size.
Oh, yes.
No, not like that.
Mercy takes a step
Hey.
down, looks around.
I believe this is probably where she slept. This is probably the Whipper's room.
She?
Just a hunch.
Well,
What gives
no.
you that impression?
House Karna.
Oh, okay, good point.
I'd call it more than a hunch, Isaac.
Google thought I was talking to her.
Bitch.
Google is lonely.
Booble.
Well, if we think about it for a sec, remember what House Karna did to whatever that girl's name was, the one that exploded.
Wait,
Yeah, that
what?
was blood scripture too.
You don't want to know. It was gross.
Kindred
House
thing you
Karna-
wouldn't understand.
House Karna seems to not really pay too much respect for men. What if they tried turning a guru because they thought it would be a fun way of punishment?
Oh, boy, that really backfired on them, huh?
Hmm.
Also, for the record, telling the guru something's gross, we literally watched him tear apart a couple Thin Bloods.
Yeah,
Same
but he
thing,
wasn't-
different effect.
Yeah, but he didn't end up with them all over him.
Eh,
But she takes off his dust off his hand.
that would
Mostly,
that would make sense though.
mostly
If-
take this step around out of character. He's trying to see if he can sniff both Garu and vampire in this room. Or
You can
something
smell
else.
his age, dust, decay,
And
age, powdered bones.
Out of
That
character,
might
you're
be
not
fine.
just
I
going to
tried
sit down
tasting
and
the
start
blood.
scratching your ass across the floor too, are you? No, you're like, that
I don't think the plates
actually
have been used for. I don't think the plates have been used for a while.
I don't
based
know. Look at
on-
that bed.
lay on it.
That's
All right, Amon.
I clicked the
Amon
button.
added morbid curiosity. Amon gets up and lays down on the bed.
No, don't lay on the bed.
You laying
I
on
don't
the
know if
bed?
you know this, Cedra. He's not going to listen to you.
What was that shit?
He's stubborn right now.
Are you laying on the bed?
I am, yes.
The bones that are left together slowly start reforming themselves into one giant, fucked up mess of a creature.
That's why I didn't lay on the bed. I told you not to lay on the bed.
Well, no, it's fine. We'll just kill this thing. It's a skeleton. What do you have to worry, Cedra?
Punch it.
Look, this
I plan on
Famous
it.
last words.
more advanced than animating skeletons. This appears to be some sort of bone horror. This is most interesting.
Quick,
So we'll
Isaac,
take
take all the
this out.
hits.
And take some notes.
Where is this thing forming?
It is forming right in the center. It's probably taller than the room, but much like Isaac, it is hunched over.
Since Cedra still has her sword out and didn't get to do anything with it, she swipes at the skeleton.
Strength, melee, difficulty 6, please.
Oh,
Ooh.
You attempt to swipe. Well, you
You reroll too.
yeah.
I could reroll too.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to. Yeah, I'm rerolling too because I don't want to waste that critical hit. There we go.
Lovely.
that's a 6.
Cedra pulls out her sword and takes an almighty swipe, hitting the skeleton straight in what appears to be a rib cage, or at least one of the many rib cages it has. It seems to have been a weak spot, as the creature then topples in half, falls backwards, and turns itself into dust upon impact.
See? That easy.
Nice hit.
Armand says, see, that wasn't so hard. And he stands up on the bed and starts jumping up and down.
Oh my god, are you a child?
No, I'm just bored.
Bored.
Isaac walks up to the button and presses it.
Oh,
bed.
does it retract with a mod jumping on it?
The bed retracts into the wall. Armand is sadly taken off guard and falls over, hurting his bottom.
Damn it. Oh, Isaac, thanks.
Bored yet?
I look
You're
underneath
welcome,
where
kiddo. Ready to go.
I look underneath where the bed was before after it retracts.
What, you expect to find a porn collection or something?
A trap door.
Underneath the mattress.
You're in a secret room. What's the point of a secret room in a secret room? Talk about the Department of Redundancy
Exactly.
Department.
No one expected that.
What, do you think this is the Spanish Inquisition hideout or something?
No, I would have known the code for that.
You merely see scuff marks on the floor where the bed has been retracted. Hey, Star Helix.
Quote Isaac,
Armand
that
would
is
like-
most peculiar, though.
Armand gets up off the floor reluctantly and starts dusting himself off. Can we go now?
I don't see why not. I think we've just about found everything we can find here.
This room's giving me the creeps.
And you're next to me.
Yeah, it's saying a lot.
We got a way to test how old these bones are?
Are there any bones left?
You might be able to find one or two if you want to do wits investigation at difficulty 5.
I suppose I could take a look at that with Xavier. Isaac would walk over and he'd start at the bones, kind of like, being the expert on corpses and skeletons.
Well, you've got to find a bone first.
Yeah.
Oh, the what's an
Right, I have
investigation
to
was to find the bone?
Yeah. I'm trying to throw you a
Many of
bone
them
here.
turn to dust.
Ooh, carbon dating. I bet I have one of those kits in my coat.
What was the difficulty?
5.
Eesh. Well, I suppose I can burn a willpower. There we go, 5.
You rummage around, rooting your way through the bone meal, eventually managing to find a very small bone.
So was the answer to my question yes? Since you just went ahead and started looking for a bone?
Hold on now, Xavier. I found the bone. I have to try to see if I can determine how old it is. Isaac will start looking at the bone and seeing if he can determine how old it is.
Lick it.
Intelligence. Investigation. Difficulty 7.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Oh.
Beast buddies, high five.
You know why I rolled that. I don't have enough dice.
Zeros.
Oh well.
Yeah, you could have got those zeros.
Also, you have to roll it for that exact reason.
Yeah.
Sticking with it.
Right.
troll pace.
Of course.
I don't think there's anything you can do about it.
He could roll
Roll
2
2 and maybe-
zeros.
Zeros, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to hope I get a crit.
You're going to suffer from morbidity again. Your blood urges you to study individuals around you, looking at them for signs of illness, frailty, or impending death. Until you've predicted a death or solved the cause of a local one, you suffer a 3 dice penalty to all your rolls.
Hey, that's actually kind of helpful here because it's like we're trying to figure out, like,
Except they're
who
all
died
very
in
much
here.
dead.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I have a really
might
good idea.
take some of this bone meal for later. As he scoops up some of the bone meal.
You're not putting it in my hat.
Yeah, I've got bags. You never know when you need some extra bone meal.
So is this place giving us any answers or just more questions?
Yes.
That's the way I feel too.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we've connected one dot.
Which is?
House Karna.
Tremere.
That means more to you than it does to me.
I wonder if I'll say she, just because I'm talking to everybody else. I wonder if she has anything to do with this.
That'd be
Talking about
convenient.
Clara. It would. Well, it wouldn't, but yeah.
I mean, we would just have to
The thought has
question her.
crossed my mind.
We would just
Before
have to
now?
question her before we killed her.
Didn't she flee the country?
No, she just ran back to House Karna, as far as we know.
Guys, we don't really know where they're at.
I was gonna say, what are we gonna do? Go up and knock on their door?
We
No, but
wanted
it-
to until we were told not to get involved with the Tremere stuff.
At this point,
Tremere
we
seemed to be
could,
involved in everything else.
we could say that they have quote unquote safe havens dotted around the city like this one. As much as it might be a torture chamber, it is a place for them to stay too.
Yeah, it sure
How
looks
many of
like.
these have you come across?
One other.
This be the second.
Similar to this?
Minus the bed.
And the
We didn't
bones.
check. Yeah.
First you looked over to Shidra. Did you look in the other alcove to see if there's other buttons?
I go take a look for more buttons.
Automatic success. Absolutely nothing.
I think maybe we found everything we need to find here.
What do we do with this info?
Good question.
We normally do.
I have
Compartmentalize.
I have a suggestion. I can't say it right now.
Basically looks at Xavier, gives him a look, doesn't say anything.
You know why, Mercy. No offense.
I mean, who's he really gonna tell? You saw how his own kind treats him.
One of you three have somebody you could talk to about this. I look at Cedra.
Yeah, we do.
I have certainly been thinking over the hatred house all of the Tremere tend to have regarding that.
We can always go talk to Pandora too.
Yes.
She is the seneschal now.
Harpy.
No, she's not. She's the
Oh,
harpy.
the harpy. That's right. Yeah.
Again, not trying to be funny, but that means nothing to me.
It's alright,
High
you'll
power
get it
or
Thing
high-
you wouldn't
eventually.
understand.
You'll probably figure it out eventually. And Amon actually pats Mercy on the back. I mean, that's not what I was going for, but
So we go see. Well, I was gonna say should we go to Elysium, but
Yeah. Or if we go talk to someone else, it's like we would have to leave you to dog sit.
okay,
You
I was
do-
doing it. I was doing it before.
Request. Don't use the D word around me. I've heard that word every day for 2 years from Lamia.
I wouldn't mind keeping an eye on him while you guys go and talk.
You don't need to keep an eye on me. I'm happy to sit in the car while you do what you gotta do.
Just crack the
Oh,
window
so
open a
just-
bit.
Make sure the
As
AC
long
on.
as long as when you come back, you share information if you learn anything.
I can't
That
go
you
where they're
can
going.
share.
Mercy, I can't go where they're going. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, tactically you can.
So we head
I can
out.
also. I can also be the bridge between Mercy and you all with the brand.
You said
highly
that word
doubt he's-
again.
Yeah, it's a thing we can communicate with each other with.
How do you work?
I look at Cedra.
You'll see.
Okay.
I mean, it's just a brand that you rebrand each other with, and it lets us mentally talk to each other.
Oh, you mean I have something similar?
Let me guess. You can just do it. You don't have to be burned.
It takes some effort, but you're correct. And there's a certain distance it can only cover.
Part fucking Malkavian. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think I remember your sister mentioning something about it.
Yes, you use that to communicate behind Lamia's back.
Hmm.
That is most interesting and quite fascinating.
I can have up to 3 people out of 5.
What do those people have to do?
It helps if you don't resist. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
That
Oh,
makes
don't
sense.
resist. Got it. I thought I heard don't exist, and I was like, did you just threaten us?
Is there any way to break that? Is there any way to break that bond after we have it?
Not necessarily, no. I can end the communication. But
Yeah,
you
that's
only
a one-way street,
You
I
only
think.
communicate. You only communicate what you want to communicate. I can't read your mind or anything like that. If you want to send me something, I hear it. If you don't want to send something, I won't hear that. It's a conscious effort.
Yeah, that's pretty much how the brand works.
Very well.
We'll talk later.
Are you heading out?
In the yeah,
You
Mom
heading out
walks
of the room?
That's what. Yep,
Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
Are we going where we've been talking about?
You head out
I assume so.
back into the park. Xavier gets a call on his mobile phone.
Oh, God.
I blush a life to answer it.
Rouse check for me, please, darling. Gain a hunger. Of course.
On purpose.
It's like a flip phone.
I do. Well, it would have come up. Who is it?
You'll recognize the number as Elysium.
Okay. Hello.
Xavier, darling, we have a lead for you regarding the ministry or the Church of Set. That's part of what we want you to go and look at. St. Lawrence Church, South Hinksey. Tonight, as soon as possible. Be careful.
Got it. We'll head over right now.
Good boy.
Don't call. I just hang up. That was Pandora. She has the lead for the Temple of Set. We need to go look at right now.
And what was the name of the church?
We got to go to St. Lawrence Church. South Shiver. I didn't get that last
South
part.
Hinksey.
South Hinksey. I thought you said Hennessy, and I was like, "Are we drinking?"
I mean, this is Pandora.
I got St. Lawrence Church, South something is what I typed. I don't know what's
Guess we
there,
should
and
do
I
that
don't know
first.
if it's okay for Mercy to be there. So,
It's
Mercy,
just
if you don't mind,
not.
just stay in the car. Windows are
Yeah.
tinted enough. You're fine.
Yeah, you don't want to get hit by one of those darts. And before
I don't.
Mercy even says anything, Amon walks away to the
Question: do we know what part of town this is in? Camarilla or Anarch?
Anarch.
A little bit safer. Still not very safe. We'd all be fucked. They found out fucking Garou was in our car.
You all head back to Amon's car. He starts the engine and drives off for the night towards
Is
South
it Mercy?
Hinksey.
Yeah.
Before we get there. At this point, you're pretty much just tagging along. Do you want us to drop you off somewhere?
I don't know how long this will take. Who knows? This might be quick. You can pick up the on the River Trail after it. I don't mind waiting.
Okay.
If anything, I can catch up on the last 2 years on my phone.
Shiv, is my rebellion over?
No,
Okay. I don't know.
neither is Isaac's
no.
Probably come
morbidity.
along.
Oh no.
I mean, I figure it's going to end once we get there. Because
Nope.
it's for a scene, right? No?
No.
It's not for a scene?
This compulsion ends once you've managed to either make someone change their mind by force if necessary, or done the opposite of what was expected of you. Isaac's ends
Okay.
when he has predicted a death or solved the cause of a local one.
Damn. Okay.
Can I heal, please?
Certainly. Do a rouse check for me, lover. And gain.
Thank
no.
you.
Is that another one? Yeah, gain another hunger. Oh, you are hungry tonight.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll go ahead and heal some as well.
Do a rouse check as well for me, please. And you also gain a hunger.
I just
I don't need to
realized
heal.
I'm always under the hunger, or sorry, the rebellion beast thing whenever we go in to do a stealth mission. This is the second time.
I was Panora.
Panora bread.
Panini?
Paranoia. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for the one time.
Hmm.
Mercy. Lupine, you're mortal, aren't you?
We call ourselves supernatural. I mean, we die, yes. We're not immortal.
Right. How long is
We
your
can-
lifespan typically?
Just a bit longer than a normal human. If we
Interesting.
live that long. Most of the time we don't live that long because of battles.
Ah, yes, premature death. That's understandable.
How about you? How long do you guys can you guys exist?
Forever.
Forever. Provided premature death. Aside from premature death.
That would explain how
The
a
oldest-
abomination can be 2,000 years old.
Yes, the oldest of us are said to have been born before the great floods of the biblical.
So just to make me
But that's
question,
true.
just make me question. The abomination has all of our strength. It would make sense to have our weaknesses too, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but that seems to be the problem. The two combined kind of fills a lot of those gaps. I mean, how are you with fire?
Fire harms me, but I'm more worried about some other elements other than fire,
Silver.
more so.
Silver.
Without
You already know.
without reading the room at all, Amon pulls the dagger out and it's just like, you mean like this?
Yeah.
Ulysses looked at you up and down. Would you mind putting that away?
I guess.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So
You can't
we
blame
will
him.
need fire and maybe sunlight.
And silver, yes.
Curious.
So all
kid.
we need to do is, get it out in the sun and drown it in silver somehow, I guess.
Cedar, did it say anywhere in that book about whether they could function in daylight or not?
Let me look back through my memory.
Instead of think back, you're gonna look back.
Intelligence and occult. Difficulty 2, please. What was the question as well? Survive in
If
daylight.
She read in the book if it was able to be out in daylight or whatever. Because Garou can. And it was Garou first.
No, it can't be in daylight. It is still a subject
No,
of the
it
curse
can't
of
be in daylight.
Cain.
So set it in fire in daylight with surrounded by silver. There you go. Somehow. And you got to lure it to that for
Just that easy.
Yeah, let's all do that without any of us touching any of that.
Yep.
Well,
one of us
I
may have to make a
suppose
sacrifice.
we could try to bind it in silver, and then Mercy can deliver it to the sun.
I was thinking if we could find out where it stayed, Mercy potentially could go during the day.
And set it
And
on
light it
fire.
on fire.
Or just kill it in general.
High five him.
We're extremely vulnerable while we're asleep anyways.
Or place some astrolite.
Honestly, might be more valuable if you staked it.
Thank you.
Should work.
I would surmise that even if you stake it, he had Garou levels of healing ability when you get regeneration. I'm not sure if staking would have much of an effect. That would be a gap that would be filled.
Well, if
Staking's
it's like
not
a
really meant to
kindred, yeah, if the kindred,
wound it like that.
if it's vulnerable to the sun like a kindred is because it was turned, I imagine that it would react to staking the same way a kindred would, which essentially,
Go into torpor.
it turns it into a corpse that can come back if you pull the stake out.
Interesting.
Although at the same time, we're talking about finding where it's at and sneaking in during the day. But we've also seen lots of evidence of blood sorcery. So I'm assuming its haven would probably be pretty trapped.
Yeah, it seems to be pretty powerful, yeah.
Well, it depends on if it had the teachings to know how to do that, because
Well, it can
I mean,
make skeletons. So I'm don't think we should underestimate that ability.
I mean, we never. I don't think that it was the Ripper that made those skeletons.
Who do you think made them?
Whoever turned the Ripper into what it is.
2,000 years ago?
I mean, yeah, what's scarier than skeletons? You know, a couple hundred years ago. A couple 100,000. Yeah.
It's possible the Reapers learned blood sorcery. It's been alive so long.
That's what I was thinking.
We've
The
seen
Ripper
evidence of it.
existed at the beginning of time.
What if it's still on the side of the Jameer? Specifically,
What
only
would
House
that mean?
Carta. That it does their bidding.
We
Yeah,
were
I mean-
hearing things about Tremere in certain circles.
We should keep an eye out, see if we can link House Karna to this temple.
It's a good idea.
Curious. Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
Mine's driving
there
a lot
yet?
faster than normal. Some of
Just
you
pull
probably
over.
noticed this.
You've been there for the past 20 minutes, but I didn't want to interrupt your conversation.
Before we get out of the car, brand anyone?
Yep.
Get a brand.
Exactly why I healed
Press it
earlier.
into Xavier's arm.
1 superficial damage to Xavier.
Isaac?
Thank you. I've never much liked that thing.
I can tell. Amon?
His name is
No,
Armand.
I'm good. Yeah. No, I'm good, and I just get out of the car.
Wait, out of
You guys are
curiosity. Out of curiosity, Mercy holds up his arm. I'm gonna see what would
I'm
happen.
not sure that's a good idea. It'll hurt you.
How much? It didn't seem to hurt the others.
Yeah, I'm not a
That
bitch.
guy.
Mama didn't raise no bitch.
I've been
Doesn't hurt as much as a
captivity-
broken heart.
Oh, he'll be
And I've
fine.
been
then.
in captivity and doing stuff I'm not don't want to talk about, but I'm pretty tough.
Okay, let's go outside the
Shiv.
car.
Shiv, Isaac's got one of those in his box.
Got a broken heart. No, it's not broken.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Works perfectly
Oh.
fine.
Oh, that's full.
That works.
Well, in
Mercy
one
gets out
side,
of the car.
it's like a balloon.
Outside the car, Cedra holds her breath, heats up the brand, presses it into his skin.
Press it into
Mercy
Mercy's
washes
skin.
it, doesn't flinch.
You hear it bubble and sizzle, and as you retract the brand, it immediately heals upon Mercy's arm.
That's what I thought was going to
There
happen.
you go.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't hurt to try.
Okay,
I
can we
thought there
close
might
these
have been
doors so
something more
nobody
supernatural
sees?
about it.
Can we close these doors so nobody
thought-
sees him inside?
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought there might have been something supernatural about the brand other than just your communication. So I thought it might have been more permanent or temporarily permanent. Or
I wish.
temporary, put it that way.
We have to do this
But
every
it's
time.
not.
As the car comes to a halt outside the church, or at least near to the church, Mercy immediately has the scent in his nose of a gathering of kindred. A large gathering.
Oh, fuck.
Y'all motherfuckers know anything about vampires?
What's your problem? I see you over there.
I'm just looking around.
Mhm.
This is new to me. Never been here before.
Oh, he's not going to tell us?
Oh, Mercy will be on the impression that you guys know also.
Hey, what's up?
See any lights on inside?
The Coterie takes a little look around. Just as you look over to the church of St. Lawrence, there appears to be a very, very dim light on.
Are there any cameras?
No.
Did you say that out loud? Oh, okay.
Yes.
And a voice in your head says,
Should we go knock?
I don't see why not.
Hey, saw a light on. Thought maybe you could use company. The fuck you? What are you gonna say when you knock?
Yeah, I'm with Xavier in this one.
I suppose you're right, Xavier. Perhaps we shouldn't knock.
Why don't we sneak over to a window and peek in? And Cedra uses the thing.
Silence of death.
Silence of death.
The death that's quiet.
Show the viewers at home Silence of Death.
You just wanted to use that button.
Yes. Thank you.
I think we've learned tonight, though, that death isn't really that quiet. Did you hear all that clattering those bones made?
Oh,
At least it
freaking
didn't go,
whisper.
Mithras.
I would get out with Cedra and do silence of death.
Okay.
I get out of the car and do nothing. Because I don't have that power
Mercy
yet.
stays in the car.
Okay.
Mercy
Are
stays in the car.
you done being a princess? Are you gonna participate now?
I mean, there was... What do you mean?
You just been kind of sulky since after we beat up some skeletons.
Teenagers.
I mean, not really
A little bit of a
sulky.
teenager. I don't want to do this. I'm gonna do what I want.
Literally jumping
You're
on the
Bergeron,
bed.
You get it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean that's
Before
not
Isaac
normal?
gets out of
I understand what you're going through. I'm asking, are you done?
No.
Cool.
before Isaac gets out of the vehicle, he'll lean over to Mercy. Mercy, just so you know, there's this amazing polka station. If you ever feel like listening to it. And then
Amazing
Isaac
what?
will step out.
God, that really is predicting someone's death, isn't it?
Polka. You should, here, Mercy. Let me set the station for you. Isaac will lean forward and change to the polka station. And
You didn't touch Isaac. You just tried to block the radio button. I have my phone. I can listen to stuff, anything I want to on there. Thank you.
very well, Mercy. You have a good wait here then. And Isaac will get out of the car and
Stay. Stay.
I suppose
Have
we'll
fun
wait for
pulling-
the to signal us.
Have fun pulling in the castle.
So, you approach silently the church with the very, very dim light leaking out of one of the windows. One of the subterranean windows at that.
I'm going to lay on the ground and try and peek in the window.
Wits. Awareness difficulty 2, please. You slowly and silently as death make your way over to one of the subterranean windows, peeking in. Would you like me to describe what you see or wait for others to see what they do?
I'll
Okay.
wait.
Okay.
I was gonna do something similar, but I was gonna see if a window was cracked.
I mean, there's the lower, tiny little things.
Yeah, I don't know how they work in the UK. In the US, you can crack the window.
Well, you look through one side and you can see through it, and if you're on the other side, you can look through and you can see the other side. Brilliant
If it's
invention,
cracked,
these
you can
windows.
also hear. If it's cracked, you can also hear.
I mean, these aren't going to be double glazed windows. It's an old church.
Okay, that's
They're
fine.
not allowed double glazed windows.
Not helpful.
Plus, your vampires.
What about donuts?
That's not going to be an issue.
Okay, all right.
And if you want to look
Damn,
through
please.
another subterranean window, wits and awareness at difficulty 2, please.
The right.
That's fine.
I barely
That's
got
fine.
this.
Yeah. You could say that looking through a window is not a pain.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, it's just a single pane, though.
But if you get caught, you can always say, it wasn't me, I was framed.
Oh.
Armand? Isaac?
I'm just standing around.
Okay.
Freaking useless.
Isaac?
Isaac would I guess closer to Mercy to see what he's listening to.
Okay.
Believe it or not, Mercy's watching a Marvel movie because he hadn't been caught up for the past 2 years.
We don't call it Marvel in our universe. We call it Wonderful.
Is it on Disney Plus?
Yeah. Yes.
Disney
the old
minus.
WCU.
It's Nazi.
Yeah. At this point, I think Isaac is kind of just waiting for a signal.
Actually, better yet, did Xavier lay down to look in, or I just lay down right beside him and just go, so what are we doing?
Well, we can hear. We're just also watching.
I wasn't sure why we were coming here, so.
I don't know
Has-
either. Pandora told her to come here.
As you peek in, you can see a congregation of kindred, around 12 in total, dressed in what appears to be old Egyptian clothing. Gold and black headdresses and long white robes infest the entire area. You can see in the centre of the entire hall is a person wrapped up in bandages, presumably female, with her arms crossed and a small Egyptian crook and flail placed in her hands. Standing above her head on a slightly raised podium appears to be a bald man, his arms raised and giving a speech. The group gathered together can hear the man at the centre talking about Ramla and how they shall raise her back, that this is just one more sacrifice in the root of their cause. The people gathered here before they arrived were nothing but a stepping stone on their way to the ministry's quest for superiority. It was their place to die before them. As you watch, the man is handed a knife from one of the kindred present. He holds it in both his hands over his head and plunges it down into the bandage-bound person below. A scream is let out and echoes in the halls as a crimson stain spreads from the wound outwards.
I whisper into Xavier's mind. Fuck.
I whisper back, yeah, that probably hurt.
Amon whispers out loud. That's fucked up.
Imagine if Amon would have left by the car, Isaac probably would have followed and stuff.
You probably heard that scream, Isaac. You're kindred, and they scream.
Where did that scream come from? Isaac would say quietly.
To who?
Is there an owl in
Three of
here?
us
Yes.
laying on the
But
ground.
here, I guess Amon, if Amon's the closest person to him.
Everybody's crying around Xavier.
Yeah, I'm just laying. We're all three laying on the ground looking in through a window.
Yeah, I'm just following Amon around at this point.
I imagine it's like the window, and Cedra's looking at one side, Xavier's looking at the other, and I'm just laying there.
I'm just playing with the grass.
Yeah.
Do
So
they
it
do
looks like we
anything
just
with?
saw a sacrifice.
Yeah, do they do anything with said body after they kill it?
Oh, yeah. You're just watching as the body gets more and more still, and the bandages become redder and redder.
Oh, okay. So it just falls to the ground. Like, okay.
What's your hunger, Xavier?
4.
Could you do a frenzy check for me, please, at difficulty 3?
Oh God.
3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Dun dun dun.
Ooh.
Lovely.
Oh, sheesh.
Isaac, what's your hunger level? In fact, what's everybody's hunger
What I've
level?
been doing.
Anyone else at
I'm at
4?
1.
2.
Okay, carry on.
I've been doing him.
That's why I was asking, what are they doing with the body? You hear my stomach growl.
What stomach?
I don't think it works that way. Yeah. I don't think it works that way.
It doesn't.
Actually, Shiv, I'll remind you that you described to us that vampires are nothing but a stomach.
Oh my God, they are so literal.
You hear my body growl. Rawr, rawr.
Are there any other windows we should check? Or are we just going to watch?
You just want a better angle, or
Are we just supposed to be observing?
Yeah, what did Pandora want us to do?
she said she had a tip for us about the ministry or the temple of Set that she wanted us to go look at. So somebody probably tipped her off that a meeting was here, and she wanted us to come check it the fuck out. Now we can report that, hey, they sacrificed a body and probably did it in the name of Ramlar, and they said they're going to raise her. Which, by the way, we have confirmation that's a she. In case you were wondering.
Ah,
Everything he said.
so we should report back to Pandora then.
Let's
Unless
watch
you want
for
to look for
another.
another window. Yeah, I would like to keep watching. This really doesn't give us a lot of info other than another cult killed somebody.
Amon
Right,
stands
freaking
up
cultists,
and
huh?
begins just carefully walking around the building. Just see what he
Armand,
can find.
dexterity, stealth, difficulty 3, please.
Thank you.
Okay.
Get a walk around.
Okay, there's stealth. I was like, where's stealth at again?
Being all
Hey,
rebellious.
is he still under his rebellious thing?
I am, so it's -2. Oh, damn.
Successfully make your way around the building, noticing nothing out of place except the very dim light leaking out of the church itself.
I guess
Keep
I'll just make
watching.
my way back over to the group.
Yep, still watching.
I lay back down.
At this point,
There's nothing else going on.
the group of kindred inside will begin packing their stuff up, leaving the body where it was. And it seems that they are preparing to exit the church.
Do they leave? Can we see faces at all?
Yeah,
Do we recognize anybody?
no.
Okay. The guy holding his hands up, I want to try to remember his face.
Okay.
Just in case I see him
Can
again.
we be seen from the entrance of the church.
Yep.
Let's go back to the car.
Yep.
Fine.
Armand, dexterity and stealth at difficulty 3, please.
I want to also mention that Isaac's there too.
I know.
Okay. I got
That's his
typing
finger
again.
pointing. But Mom, the neighbor did it too.
Oh, Isaac did it, guys.
And Isaac, dexterity and stealth, difficulty 3, please.
Hold on. And this is with my -3 compulsion.
Mm-hmm.
-3?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh boy. I think I have negative dice.
Then in that case, you will only be rolling 1 dice. Or 1 die, sorry, to use correct English.
We haven't seen a last resort before.
Because he's only
What
got
does that mean?
1 die.
Oh.
Is a success on a last resort good?
No, it's not enough successes.
Oh,
Just so casually. No.
He was just asking, like, if he failed, even with 1 dice, is it worse because it's last resort?
Oh no,
Okay,
still a fail though.
Last resort. Last
Yeah,
resort
yeah,
just
of
means
course.
it's 1 die.
gotcha.
As you attempt to stealthily and skillfully make your way back to the car, Armand and Isaac make about as much noise as students leaving the pub on a Saturday night, drawing the ire and attention of the ministry as they are attempting to leave the church. They start to give chase to you.
I'm going to
Fucking
kill you both.
jeez. Not if they do first.
I hope they do it.
Um,
I was waiting for the car, but I didn't want to leave Amon alone. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry doesn't count anymore.
I just ran to the car.
Dexterity, athletics, difficulty 2, please, Armand.
Athletics, dexterity, -2. Are you serious? I'm gonna reroll 2 of those. I didn't really care if I failed the stealth one. I care about.
Would you like to succeed at cost?
Sure.
Okay. You attempt to run back to the car. Unfortunately, in doing so, you notice that the ministry are gaining on you, and in fact they're able to grab you very roughly from behind. Luckily you're able to wiggle free, but it does unfortunately come at the cost of you being injured by them attempting to stab you in the back, and you take 2 superficial damage.
He Caesared you. Holy shit.
Isaac,
Et tu,
Without-
Brute?
dexterity, athletics, difficulty 2, please.
All right, with the -3, I assume. Yep. Of
Correct.
course. So that's another last resort. Do you want me to even bother rolling? I'll have negative.
Yeah.
I'll have 1 dice.
I want you
Okay.
to roll, please.
Because it might be a beast.
Then you
Yeah,
get
0
another
and
beast of
100 dice.
compulsion at the same time. But you're fine.
Well, fine.
Isaac also attempts
Okay.
to run. Unfortunately, his old and frail frame prevents him from getting up any major speed. Ministry member is able to grab him from behind and sink the pointy end of the dagger into his back several times, doing 2 superficial damage, but Isaac does manage to get away. Carry on.
Without getting up off the ground, Cedra cuts into her palm with her sword.
Oh, are you really going to do
Fighting
this?
or running? Are we fighting or running?
I think we should be
I don't
running,
know, I'm
but
just being prepared.
21 rouse checks for me, please, Cedra.
Holy
Why was
crap,
it
what?
21? I did not put that in there. Delete it. I don't know where the 21 came from, so I'm deleting that out of there.
I want to make sure you really want to stay and fight 12 kindred.
I'm just being prepared. I'm not fighting or anything yet.
Okay.
But
Carry on.
aren't they there on us right now?
Mm-hmm.
They're on them.
They are running out of the church.
No. They've run. They started to run away. They caught up, tried to grab them, and they got away. They're running away.
And now they're between us and the car.
No, they were with me.
Yeah.
Xavier
So
blinks to the car.
Show me, blink. Yeah, I think that's going to be an automatic success.
And then run any extra that I can for that action.
I don't think the car's 50 meters or more away.
Cool. I hop in and fire it up. No, I don't have the key. I hop in with Mercy and say, "We got a problem." Don't.
Oh, I imagine
As soon
I'm
as
at
you
the
open the
car
door,
already.
as soon as you open the door, Mercy, you hear Mercy say, "Why didn't you aim for the head?" As she's talking to his phone, and then he looked up and say, "Don't." She put the phone away. What's up?
There's a group of kindred running after us right now. Hopefully the rest get in the car.
I assume did I make it to the car, Shiv, or am I still running? Because I didn't blink.
The only person who's not either running towards the car or doing anything for the car is Cedra.
So we've got car, Coterie, ministry members, me, right?
You still no.
Have any of them seen me?
No, they were too distracted by Isaac, Armand. And they're bearing
I
down
continue
on the
to lay where I'm at, trying to blend in with the shadows.
What are you doing in the shadows? Is this what we do in the shadows?
What we do in the shadows. I do have Silence of Death on still.
Yeah, show me Silence of Death again, please.
Oops. Wrong button.
Okay, yep. So do for me Dexterity and Stealth at difficulty 2, please.
Fuck.
The Ministry, or at least one of them, on the trail end, the one with the little stumpy legs, who didn't run as fast as the rest, comes out, notices you trying to hide in the undergrowth, and makes his way towards you with menace and ill intent.
Mercy looked over at Xavier. You said don't. Are you sure?
Yeah, if word got out or people saw you hop out of a car that we just jumped into and then turn into a werewolf and start killing people, that would be bad fucking news.
Fair point. Let's hope they can get
But there
here.
are still.
If she can't, she'll hear about it later.
So there's still the entire group of people between me and the car, right?
Yeah. But you only have one member. No, let me rephrase that. You only have one ministry person bearing down on you with ill intent.
thinking.
Are they still in the
Running
street?
is
I
not
start
my
the car and I
strong
run
trait.
them over.
I use dominate on him and say, "You see nothing."
You mean compel?
Compel. Yes. Sorry.
Show me compel.
Having too much fun.
Do for me charisma, dominate. Difficulty 2, please. There we go. The kindred stops mid-track, turns to his right, and joins in with the rabble, attempting to assault or follow or chase the car that Aman and Isaac drew attention to.
What else is around? Are there
What are you looking
neighbors?
for?
Somewhere to hide.
Trees. A shrubbery.
Are there trees behind the church?
Yeah.
I run into the trees behind the church.
Okay. Dexterity, stealth, difficulty 1, please. Only just. You manage to get yourself into the foliage and hide yourself away successfully. Just a reminder, you do have the brand active still.
That's what I was going to say. I tell Xavier, drive away.
Amon's, he just says drive.
Stamp on the gas pedal.
I swear to God, if you tell me no right now, I'll punch you in the face. I know how this works.
I begin to drive away.
Do you?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna
rebellious.
drive away.
I think you should do a
I'm gonna
willpower
drive-
check for me, please. Difficulty 2.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
He's
I-
The other
I-
person, I was
got
like,
it.
I understand, but now's not the fucking time.
but I feel like his sense of saving his own hide would be overpowered.
Yeah, that's kind of why I just said I was driving.
Really? Because I
actually,
think as a
honestly-
bruiser, he'd be more inclined to stand and fight.
Ooh, that's
I think if he wouldn't have said
He's got a
Cedra
point.
said to drive.
I think Saber's got a point, though.
good.
No, I'm with him.
I'm pretty sure I can't re-roll any of that.
No, you can't.
It's a willpower. Okay. So I'm
You
just waiting
refuse
for
to
you.
drive.
It's time to
But,
fight.
I mean, Xavier, we could easily take.
Do not. I get out of the car. I go around. I open the driver's side door and try to pull Amon out.
As far as I'm concerned, you've got blink
I'll
on.
push
That's
him over.
fine.
I pull
You
him out.
what?
I get in the driver's seat. I tell him to get in
Strength
and fucking stay here. I
rule.
don't care.
Xavier and Armon.
Oh, God.
Well, don't worry. Mine's at a minus. I still have a -2.
God,
Uh-oh.
I know.
Oh, God.
No, Xavier gets that. No, Xavier gets it.
Do I?
Xavier just about manages to pull you out of the car, kicking and screaming. Unfortunately, in the process of doing so, he tends to lose his patience a bit, gets a bit rougher than normal, like a police officer, and does one superficial damage to you.
And I tell you,
What if
get
he's
in the car and
trying to
stay. I don't
fight?
care.
This also leaves you, by the way, outside Armon, with the ministry
Yeah.
just bearing down on you.
I see the. How many was it? 12?
Mm-hmm.
I see the 12 members and me. Because yeah, I'd want to fight, but I can't do it by myself.
But she see the 12 and it's like, that's all?
But I made a good point. No. I pull the newspaper from the seat. No.
That's what I was gonna say.
So I missed what Armand was doing, sorry.
I was getting
You
in the
got the
backseat of the car.
Okay.
I drive off.
Fine. No problem there.
I am hiding behind a tree watching.
The car drives off into the moonlight, leaving the ministry behind, and Cedra.
Mon's in the backseat just mumbling to himself. God, freaking werewolf on our side can't even take on 5 fucking people. Or 12 fucking people.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose that could have gone better. Amon, I think you're going to have to get a new vehicle. I am?
No, I was.
You guys can't hear me?
No, it was me.
No, you're good, Isaac. You're good, Isaac. No, it'll be fine. Well, sorry, this is the second one I've got. I don't feel like looking for a new one again.
Oh, I'm sure it won't be a big deal if the entire ministry knows the make, model, and license plate of your vehicle. You'll be fine. Just don't park it your haven or the clan's haven ever again.
I'll figure something out.
Hey, while we're on the topic of having to do things, Isaac, why the fuck do you keep following us when we're supposed to be quiet?
Well, Xavier, I wasn't planning on it. I was waiting by the car with Amon, and then
This is
Amon
twice
ran
you've
off,
waited and gotten
I
impatient. Don't follow him.
Ah,
He's being a brat.
I wasn't being impatient. I was just trying to help Amon. I'm sorry I won't help Amon in the future.
Yeah, please don't.
What about the one you left behind?
She'll be fine. As I say that inside my head, Cedra, are you okay?
I don't know, am I?
Yeah.
I say back to Xavier, yeah, I'm good. I'm hidden.
We're heading to the Haven unless you need me to go somewhere else.
Go ahead and go to Elysium. Tell Pandora.
With Mercy?
Leave Mercy in the car.
I clenched the wheel a bit.
We should probably park the car someplace within walking distance to Elysium. Go our separate ways, and then get a Vuber back to the Haven.
Do you really think my car is that dangerous?
He has a point
Not
with the
getting
license
back
plate.
in your car.
You need
I
a,
mean,
you need to
yeah,
get
the license plate.
you need to get a
I
new
get the
stolen
license
plate.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean,
Maybe a new
Dad?
paint.
I mean, as the only British person here, I am kind of triggered every time you call the registration number the license plate. Just saying.
Come on, at least get a new registration number and a new paint job.
Paint jobs are expensive.
if you really.
I'll use some money for it.
No, you don't give Amon money. That motherfucker has money. Don't let him pull this shit with you.
Or Amon, alternatively, I'll just I'll have some friends paint it for you. It'll be fine.
Oh god.
Why don't we just get some bottles of spray paint and we'll just do it ourselves?
Please don't touch my car.
Classy.
This is practically what he suggested.
Hot pink car.
I mean, if you want,
But,
we
I
can
mean-
take it out in the woods, bring like
Ridiculous.
10 unsuspecting kind, and have Mercy go to town and just kind of splatter it. It'll be a piece of art.
I was gonna suggest if you want to get some insurance off of it, I wouldn't mind.
It would look like a Paxton
It's
Jollop
not
painting.
insured.
That was a good one.
What other color would you want? It's black. That's like the most inconspicuous.
How about
Red.
white?
Red's more noticeable, Xavier.
Oh,
You should know this.
midnight.
You're not driving a sports car. It's a fucking soccer mom car.
So,
What about midnight blue?
Oh, that's a good color too.
The most popular color of car, other than black, white, gray, non-colors, is blue. There's more blue cars than red cars.
my real life car is blue.
So is mine.
So is mine.
Stop
Well, no,
copying
mine's
me.
chocolate.
Anyways, I guess we pull into Elysium.
Elysium.
She
Did I
said
stop
go
you
to
if you walked away,
Elysium.
or-
Right.
I
You
would
park up a short walk away from
shady us
Elysium.
walking. Yeah, it's gonna be weird.
As you approach Carfax Tower, a man so generic in appearance he's practically faceless appears out of the crowd and disarms you all. You head inside, find the way down to the secret entrance, and head down the iron-wrought staircase. Elysium is fairly quiet, with just Pandora sat in her usual booth, bathed in scarlet light.
I go try to get a drink from the bar. And
Yeah,
act
that's
normal. Okay.
You're gonna, walk up to the bar casual by listing slightly to the left?
I don't want it to look like we just got chased by the ministry. I just wanted to make it to try to be
Well, don't walk like an Egyptian then.
or like I got a stick up my ass. Yeah, I got it.
I don't know. Black casual.
The barman looks at
Yeah, I
you
get
as
it.
if you've just been chased out of town by the ministry, but gives you a glass of vitae.
No, I would assume yeah.
I'm being sarcastic.
Mm-hmm. Forgive me for trying to paint a scene.
It's not your fucking job.
My character. Wonder if I
It is Panda.
Xavier, dressed in his usual casual clothing, walks confidently up to the bar, slams his left hand down onto the bar, looking the barman directly in the eyes. The barman, with a slight bit of vitae of sweat dripping off his brow, reaches underneath the bar, brings out a glass tumbler, presents it before him, and pours fresh, warm vitae into the glass. As the sound of music reverberates through the hall, he sits back into his bar stool, sipping slowly upon his vitae.
I thought you said you had writer's
I
block. Sid.
slurp. You're in Japan. I slurp.
Oh, I fucking hate that.
Isaac
Just
would
trying
stroll
to
up
sit there eating
beside-
your fucking... No, I'm going to fucking complain about this. Shut up, Isaac. And fucking trying to eat something. And it doesn't matter what you've been taught, just to be quiet and something like that. And you just hear this... It's like listening to someone who's 11 do their first ever kiss. And it doesn't just stop with the fucking noodles. No. Everything they eat, it has to be done loudly, as if that shows pleasure. And I'm just sat there going, I hate this. This is disgusting. I'm hearing you eat over the television. I'm surrounded. And then you go out to eat at a place, and somehow they can eat rice loudly. How do you eat rice loudly? Carry on.
I'm with you. I hate human noises.
So you were saying, Isaac?
Isaac would stroll up beside his Xavier and give him a pat on the back, and then give a nod to the bartender and order a glass of Vitae for himself.
The smartly dressed bartender, wearing a pinstriped suit, reaches down, gliding his hand underneath the bar, grabbing one of the older style whiskey tumblers, placing it under a draft, and pouring very slowly a glass of warm Vitae. You can practically smell the copper-like smell of blood as it's thrown underneath your nose. The barman stands there afterwards, looking proud of himself, and clasps his hands in front of him.
Say copper?
Isaac would swallow it a little bit. Ah, thank you, good sir. I certainly will enjoy this. And Isaac sips it casually.
What, in the left side of your
I
mouth?
walk over. To
Yeah, Isaac is going to go.
Like Popeye.
Like he had a stroke.
Amon walks straight over to Pandora's table, and he does that thing where he flips the chair around backwards and sits down.
Pandora, bathed in scarlet light, looks at you as you move the chair backwards into your Riker-like position. She positions an eyebrow slightly raised, the left one, turns her cheek slightly, looks upon you out of the corner of her eye, leans back, and you hear the creak of leather as she relaxes, swirling a whiskey tumbler's worth of Vitae behind her. Armand?
How are you this evening? I said, how are you this
I
evening?
think Pandora. Yeah.
Yes. I'm very well. Why? What brings you here? Did you discover exactly what I sent you out for?
Yeah, unfortunately.
And what's that supposed to mean? I trust everything went smoothly and securely.
I mean, no one got hurt. Well, I take that back.
Go on. Where's Cedra?
I went to say that, and I looked up in my health, and I was like, actually, I did get hurt. Cedra's gonna be a little bit late. She had to run in a different direction than we did.
I hope she's well. If not, it will be troublesome for all of you.
Well, I wanted to stay and fight, but Xavier wanted to drive away. Because apparently Cedra told him to.
What did you discover?
That it was a bunch of ministry people doing a ritual of some kind.
It was definitely the ministry?
Out of character, was it definitely the ministry? I'm not specifically
Out of
asking
character,
you,
what's the
Shiv.
Ripper?
No, I'm not specifically asking you, Shiv. I was asking the other people that were given information.
I don't think we can really tell, really.
Other than
The
the fact
Egyptian
that
clothes
Shiver-
would make me think otherwise.
Temple of Set.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I respond, I'm not particularly sure which one it was, but if it might help you, they all were dressed in Egyptian type clothing.
That sounds like the work of the ministry more than anything. They're not subtle.
I could tell.
What happened?
Some guy raised his hands and said, we're gonna raise whoever What was her name again?
Ramla.
Thank you. We're gonna raise Ramla, and then they stab somebody on the table that was wrapped up like a mummy.
They're already making sacrifices. This is interesting. You all got away safely, though? Well, I hope so, but I am worried for Cedra. Where is she?
I don't know specifically where she's at.
What happened with Cedra?
I don't. Well, they found us, or realized that we were there, and chased us out, and we got in between, or they got in between us and Cedra went the other way. Would I have seen what happened to Cedra, or was the big group of people in the way?
A big group of people in a way, but I would say it's fair to know. You know, she could have communicated it with you at some point, or via Xavier.
I'm assuming as
Xavier
Isaac
would
and I
know.
would walk over to the table after a while.
Yeah.
If we see Amon over there being animated, explaining what's going on.
Right.
How exactly were you discovered that led to Cedra's problem?
We went to leave, and Isaac and I kind of made a little bit too much noise.
So it's your fault and Isaac's.
That is correct.
Isaac, this is to be expected of you. Armon, what possible excuse could you have to allow the leader of your coterie to fall into such danger?
At this point, I walk in the door.
Did it hurt?
I mean, what? I see what you did there.
Thank you.
Before he's on Cedra's way down the staircase, I just go, see, she didn't get hurt, she's fine.
You got lucky this time.
Seeing them all grouped around Pandora, I just beeline it over there.
Pandora stands up on sight of Cedra. Her whalebone corset clings to her figure, and her elegant long skirt flails in the wind as she stands. Her natural beauty fills the room with an air of elegance. As Cedra approaches, Pandora nods very slowly and does a sly, small smile. She reaches out with her right arm, gesturing to one of the vacant seats, and prays for Cedra to take a seat with them.
Xavier looks back at you and says, "Just friends."
Just friends. Mentally, Cedra says, "Just friends." Smiles openly at Pandora and takes a seat.
As you sit down, the leather creaks into the air, breaking the silence between you all.
Does it sound like a fart? Because I hate it when they do that.
A little bit.
Too much vitae.
I know Breve is going with that, yeah.
Pandora,
Have they filled you
Harpy
in?
of Oxford, greets you with a warm smile and gestures to you. Would you care for a drink before we proceed, Cedra?
Warm.
I'm feeling a little peckish, yeah.
She raises her left arm, snaps her finger, and gestures with one of her first fingers over to the barman, placing it in front of her.
See, Shiver has to be so elaborate with his descriptions because right now we can't see him.
The barman walks over. Silver platter. Floral inlay upon the silver platter. With his right hand, places it upon the glass tumbler and slowly places it, presenting to Cedra. He spins round anti-clockwise to an angle of 30 degrees and walks with his left foot first behind the bar, places the silver rose inlaid tray underneath the bar, and stands back where he once was. Paint a fucking scene for you, you bastards.
I take the delicate glass the dark red liquid swishing around with it and take in its aroma before taking a small sip. You can play this game. And this game will never end.
Well, there's 5 of us,
Yeah,
so,
you two
you know.
are writers. Yeah, but you two are writers.
Anyway, hello, Pandora.
I'm very pleased that you made it back.
I told the Coterie to go ahead to give the rest of them a distraction so I could hide and get away.
That's very selfless of you, just as a leader should be.
Well, it also gave me an out.
Did you see what happened to them as they left?
I don't think so, because the storyteller didn't tell me anything about it. So I was hiding behind a tree behind the church, so I didn't necessarily see them leave.
I'm glad that you made it safely. Do you believe it was ministry or Church of Set yourself?
I don't know enough about the difference to know. They were dressed in Egyptian gear, and someone was wrapped up like a mummy. But that's either sect, isn't it?
The Church of Set would be far quieter. The ministry
There was a
are much
scream.
more... That would be an appropriate description for the ministry. Did you find out any useful information?
It appears they're making sacrifices to resurrect Ramlar.
That's interesting. It would seem that they're not entirely sure what or who Ramlar is then at this point. It would be like...
So this doesn't mean Ramlar's real?
It would most certainly mean that Ramlar is believed to be real. We have no reason to believe this Ramlar would be fake. Certainly the Ministry and the Church of Set believe it real enough to warrant coming to the city and chasing down this legend.
So even if it's a legend, it still poses a real threat.
Correct. Whatever it is that Ramlar is or isn't, it must be very powerful.
I'm afraid that's all we saw before they came out and discovered us.
And as I understand it, it was Armand's fault that you were discovered. Would you like me to do something about him?
He's mine to take care of.
As you wish.
I wanted to stay and fight too, so I didn't want to just leave.
If I
You would have
may,
been overwhelmed.
if I may, you were only wanting to stay and fight because you, being a fucking bourgeois, you weren't wanting to stay and fight because we needed to.
Yeah, but
I should
until
have
you-
stayed. Sorry, go ahead, Amon.
you're fine. No, I didn't think that. I mean, I wanted to stay and fight because I thought we could take him. I thought it was fine.
No, I told you Cedra told us to go and you decided that you didn't want to. I had to rip you out of the seats. You were doing it because you were being a bourgeois. I understand. They don't.
I should have just stayed in the car.
Yeah, yeah.
But at least
We
you
all
made
make
it all out
mistakes.
successfully.
We learned from him.
I say this in Cedra's head. Should we give her any updates on the Ripper?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
You first. She likes you more.
We also, I think, found another site that maybe the Ripper uses as a haven or has used as a haven before.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more.
It was in Oatman Park.
Oatman.
What I said?
Yes.
Behind a wall down a tunnel. And we got attacked by some skeletons. And yet again, there was a chair with restraints on it.
Oatlands Park is Anarch territory, I believe. Do you believe the Ripper works for the Anarchs?
Well, we found some Tremere markings, specifically House Karna. Isaac saw them. And I found a cover of a book from House Karna.
Yes, we found a symbol on the wall for House Goratrix, and then a book whose cover was, the musings of House Karna or something of the sort.
Mm-hmm.
House Goratrix hasn't been heard from directly for quite some time. House Karna, however, is still active. It's possible
Yes,
that
we
what
know.
you saw was from two different eras. Perhaps originally House Goratrix, and then landed in House Karna's hands somehow.
It had a bed in it. Like sleazy apartment type. Pushed a button and the bed came out. It was a nice bed. Still weird.
The Tremere would have no less.
That's what I said.
It seems though as if this chair is being used for interrogation, I would hazard a guess.
Yeah, whatever they used that place for, they wanted to protect it because they didn't have a closet there, but there sure were a ton of skeletons.
Ha ha.
Skeletons coming to life would be very Tremere. They're quite predictable and bland in their use of magic, considering what they can do.
Yeah, they take one punch and then they fall down. Wasn't really that impressive.
And then they regrouped as Mecha Skeleton.
And then take one hit and fell down.
Then perhaps
It was a
their
good hit.
perhaps their role was not to guard what was inside.
Were they maids?
Scare people away?
Think what it must be like for a mortal who is completely unaware of the masquerade to suddenly see a skeleton walking around on its own accord.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't think that people would have gone in there very easily. The outer facade of the place had some kind of lock on it that we had never experienced before.
Then pray tell, how did you manage to open it and find it?
Well, thanks to Isaac's good eyes over there, we were able to locate a way of our way into the place.
It was hidden.
Yes, it was hidden with some sort of magic or something. I was able to spot the door and the opening mechanism to get into the room.
It's a good thing his perception is better than his athletics.
Say that again.
What would be the point of wasting time and saying the exact same thing again, Xavier?
Okay. There was one or the other coming, so. I didn't mean literally. Okay. All right. All right.
From what I understand, you think of this group as quite literal in their interpretation.
This group? If by kindred? Yeah.
I was being more specific, but yes.
Entirely off topic, but still in character. Perhaps the name of our coterie should be the literal coterie.
Do you mean that literally?
Anyway, please go. Yes.
Why not just literally?
Is there anything else you wish to report?
It's been a busy night. By the way, we might be getting some help from a werewolf, but I think we're good. We should go now.
I'm sorry. I could have sworn you just said you were getting help from a werewolf.
Yeah. So thank you for the drink.
No. How does that happen? Why does that happen?
What? Oh my god.
Aren't I supposed to be the one rebelling right now and doing things?
Xavier sits on his hands.
She's gonna find out eventually anyway. So we got a tip-off from the sister of a werewolf that had been being held captive by a kindred.
You remember that one at the masquerade ball?
I'm gonna say who.
No, it's fine. Let's just lay all of our cards out on the fucking table right now. That's great. Good,
Rip the
good idea.
bandit off.
She's gonna find out anyway. So, in exchange for helping her, we got his agreement to help us find the river.
Do you feel you can trust it?
No. I say as it's sitting out in our car right now.
An honest
You
answer.
say that in character?
No, I did not say that in character.
Okay.
You should not trust them.
Out loud.
You should be very careful. They can be a most worrisome pet. Don't bring it down here, though. I don't think the sheriff could stand it.
Oh no, we have no intention to.
Yeah.
And be
not
careful
a bad
with
guy,
it
though.
around other kindred. It will attack other kindred on sight.
No. No.
If I may, I actually believe that, well, enraged, like we can sometimes do or become, I would wholeheartedly agree with that. I think when he's more docile, I feel he's perfectly fine.
It's a trick. You can't trust any of them. They're all filthy beasts.
If you say so.
I still don't trust him. But if we can use him for information, and it appears he may be weak in the eyes of other Lupine, so we might be able to use that to our advantage.
I recommend that you put him down as soon as you're done with him.
He's not really the one
Definitely
I
take
want
that
to
into
put down.
consideration.
Also, I wouldn't plan on inviting Lamia to the Christmas party this year.
It's not like she was specifically invited. It's
Oh, I
very
get
hard.
it. She was there for show and tell.
It's very hard to invite specific anarchs anywhere. We just make an open invitation, and if your kind appear, they appear. If they don't, they don't. We couldn't care less either way, but at least we're holding up ourselves to our end of the bargain.
Well, let's say if she does show up and we're there might be some problem. If she's still alive.
Interesting. Vaguely.
Figured we're all
It was
spilling our
by our
beans
hand.
right now.
There's no way
Our
I
hand.
care any less about some filthy gangrel anarch that isn't even living in the city.
I know. I'm just saying it wasn't us.
I shall make sure that people are aware that you're currently working with a Lupine and to give you adequate room. I must say, though, that's quite an achievement to be able to tame a Lupine. Even if it already belonged to someone else, you did very well.
We'll see.
What she said.
Any other revelations? Have you made a deal with a demon while you're here?
No, that would be stupid.
Oh, why would you think such a thing of us? I don't. Are demons even real? I don't think they are.
Well,
They are.
I mean, I
They are
just-
very rare. They are very powerful. But yes, they exist. What's
That was going to be
next?
my second question: is how common?
Extremely rare. Will you be walking in with some Fey folk next? Perhaps a ghost?
We've
mean,
dealt with
Kalo.
a ghost before.
Yeah, Kalo had a ghost.
Kalo's
We met some Fey folk around Christmas. That did not turn out well.
No. A lot didn't
Never
turn out
feed
well.
on them.
No.
Oh god, that sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
It's quite an experience, but one that I wouldn't recommend you try.
Coming from you, that's strong. You seem very the experiment type.
What else is there left to do for the rest of forever?
Catch the Ripper.
I'm sure you'll be able to do that soon.
Well, we are taking drastic steps to work on it.
I can see. Is there anything else you wish to discuss?
No, I think it's time to fuck off.
Cedra, I would appreciate you staying and telling me more about this Lupine situation. The rest of your coterie may, of course, fuck off and get out of my sight.
I mean, if she's just still hanging around, I might as well too. No sense
Isaac would
No, Armand, don't
I grab
sully
him
my
on by the
view with
arm.
you right now. I can't be dealing with you.
He'll be over this soon, I promise. I say to Cedra. Come on,
Gonna
Cupcake.
take care of it.
one way or another. Hey,
Nobody's
Amon.
taking care of this. He'll just get over it on his own.
Isaac would get up, collect his glass, drop it off at the bar, and then head out.
Anything anyone wishes to discuss with someone else before we fuck off? Or should we just fuck off?
Amon just has a small conversation with Xavier about like what's with the cupcake shit. Like it's uncalled for.
Everything
would like to point out-
that's been called for.
So Isaac
When they reach
finally checks his pockets and notices something has appeared within his pocket. You will find that under journal.
P.S. I love the way
When they
Sugar
re-
says pocket.
Pocket?
What were you gonna say?
when the
Pastor?
Coterie reached the car, they opened the door to immediately hear Mercy looking at his phone and she was saying, "Okay, I understand what flossing is, but why is it so popular?"
Would
Maybe
Isaac care to share with the class what he's discovered?
Sure, I'll share it with Coterie. It says, "From Goretrix I came, from Karna I go. Ixion makes me lame. Here I can't quite stay to lay low, I think. Here I stay to lay low."
How did that
Most
get in your pocket?
interesting.
When did it get in your pocket?
I found this in my pocket, and I haven't the slightest clue how it got there.
That raises more issues than I care to bring up right now, but that's interesting.
Oh. I should put zippers on my pockets.
I'm glad you're self-aware now.
Get more pockets.
At least your dress has pockets, Isaac.
True.
Okay. Would you all like to head to your individual havens for the night? I'll take that as yes.
I've had the urge to throw balls and scritch behind the ears. So as soon as I get home, I do that with Beretta.
You get home and Beretta throws a ball for you. You go and fetch it. When you return, she scratches you behind your ear.
Apparently, I'm not late partying with
Isaac would get a
Pandora.
boot.
Yeah, just friends.
Isaac would get a Vupa and head to the Randolph.
Ooh, you're heading to the Randolph, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Fancy.
Amon
Moving on
gets
up.
back to his. Amon heads back to his haven. Throws a fish for his pet turtle, and the turtle just looks at him. And Amon's like, "Man, you're not as fun as a dog."
Aw, poor turtle.
Is Mercy heading to the kennels?
Mercy head to a motel.
Cool. And that will be London's Burning for this week. We'll be back Wednesday in the Western Hemisphere for Bloodlines playthrough. And Friday for the next London's Burning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everyone say good night and all that nice stuff.
Good night and all that nice
We'll
stuff.
see you.
Good night and stuff.
Bye.
Have a good night.
That helps.